finally work.
Yeah, it
It's
should
loading.
work. Just start it up
Hello,
and then-
has this worked? Live. I think I've still got the other stream up and running. So
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I'll get rid of that one. Anyone, if you can hear me, say so.
Live, set reminder. Yes, hello.
Hello. Anyone, can you type in the chat if I'm
I
alive?
can hear.
Yes. Hello. Finally, the live stream is working. People, yes. I'm going to try and shut down the other one so that this is not confusing. Hello. Hi, Ben. Ben Roden. Yes. Right. YouTube. I'll be with you in a minute, everyone. Trying to figure out how live streaming actually works, as we have been through hell and back to get this to actually work. Right, hello everyone. Yes, welcome to the stream. Right, I've got some people on a Discord call with me. Can speak, Alistair. Can anyone hear you?
Let me just.
Can you hear
check.
the other people on the stream?
Let me just give me a sec because confused.ly pose. Can I hear?
No idea. Right, hang on. Can you hear? Type in the chat if you can hear the other people. Yes, they can hear. Alistair, you can be heard. Ben, is anyone else there?
Hello?
Right, stop the echo. Yeah, hello everyone.
I can hear myself. Yeah, there we go.
Right, sorry about the massive delay in the stream. I don't actually know what was going on. We had to download numerous bits of software and they all kept crashing. Right, hello, yes, boom. If you've got any questions or whatever, please ask them in the chat and we can answer them.
Should we actually tell them what we're here and what we're doing?
Well, wait for a few more people. Ben, are you still...
Hello?
Yes, hello. Right, so who do we have here? Introduce yourselves, guys.
Well, I'm Alistair. What's up? I run Lego Explosions. I'm just going to type in chat right now. There we go. So if you don't mind following Lego Explosions, that'd be massive help.
This is him from the fan series. Iconic, I know. My day's been good. Z-Trange folk. I don't know how to say that. Probably saying that horrifically wrong, but you know. Yeah, we've got fan series books now. I'm going to do a giveaway when we reach the next milestone, so probably 3,000 subscribers in however long that takes. I'm doing a giveaway of this book. But in more important news right now, why I've got these people on the Discord call and we've started the live stream in general is we are launching a podcast type thing. And yeah, do you guys want to do some explaining?
Yeah. All right.
And Art24, RT.
Oh yeah, so let's just, because we haven't even told what we're doing.
Yeah.
So of course me, Alistair, Joe, Artie, and Ben are doing a podcast that is called Joe.
It's called I've forgotten it already. I should know this. I don't know this. Pluto is a planet, yes. Pluto is a planet podcast.
And we've decided to do this because we are really bored in quarantine, and I'm guessing all of you guys are too. And we just want to talk about new things. Nerdy things, yeah.
So in the podcasts we've got like different sections. So we've got sort of sci-fi news section, which can range from Marvel to Doctor Who. In the first episode, which we recorded earlier, we discussed the new Doctor Who Time Lord Victorious thing. So yeah, any questions and comments you'd like us to talk about in the podcast, or even now, do drop them in the chat. Yeah, live chat. I can speak. You go into a highly detailed description of your favourite TARDIS interiors, please. I could in a video.
Want me to describe my favourite TARDIS?
Please. Yeah, go ahead, Artie.
As you walk through those wonderful doors, you're greeted with an orange hue of light, similar to that of what might come down from heaven if God opened those. The
Surely
weird
that light would be
bony
from hell if it's orange.
Okay, seems that everyone in chat seems to be bored out their minds. Let's just let's just stop.
Yeah, so
Said in detail, describe my stay with tenants. It's orange, and I was about to talk about.
Just said,
Artie,
stop.
you've been voted out by the general public. Be quiet.
Yes,
Put yourself
everyone's
on
saying
mute.
stop.
Right, Oscar Alexandro asks, will we see Romana again? Hopefully. Romana is great. Speaking of Romana, wow, look at this on iCall. Eagle Moss figurines. Hang on, right. I've got a question from Random Hoovian. If Ravio, Series 12, Episode 9, and Lee had a child, would it be pasta? Yes, because it would be ravioli. See, this is some deep thinking there. If Ravio and Lee have a kid, it's going to be ravioli, isn't it? See, guys, you need to get on this level. The people in these comments are like alpha males and females. 11's orange TARDIS was the best. Ooh, that's a controversial opinion. Who here thinks that the 11th Doctor's TARDIS, the first one, was the best? Or you could just lag. How rude.
It would.
Cannot hear them. It's probably lag or their mic. Either way. I can hear Alice.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you. It's
Artie is saying it's rubbish.
Yes, 12's TARDIS is definitely the best by a mile. I mentioned this earlier. I could have been listening to the 7th Doctor era on Big Finish. Right, hang on. I think the Pluto and a Planet channel is in the description. Is that correct? Yes.
Yes, it is.
Go and subscribe to that channel as well, if you're willing to, if you want to. I'm not the boss of you. 10's TARDIS, 12's TARDIS. Oh, I know Artie is a big fan of Tennant's TARDIS.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
If the Minecraft world is infinite, like never ending,
yeah,
then how does the sun come up and go down?
These are the deep questions. If anyone can answer that in the chat, then you'll be.
We'll invite you onto the podcast.
Yeah, you will be invited as a podcast guest. Oh, hang on. We've got a Doctor Who theory from Jamie Radcliffe, who, by the way, subscribe to Jamie Radcliffe as well. He's a great YouTuber. Thoughts on this theory? Which comes first? Keeping up with it. The Sasha Master and Missy don't matter because they both do. In a parallel universe, Whittaker is stuck in Missy doesn't exist. Sim regenerated into Sasha. That's actually a very interesting theory, and it would explain the lack of, because it's sort of inconsistent how Missy goes from being good and standing with the Doctor to suddenly being Sacha Dhawan, evil, Mad Hatter-esque master. So yeah, that sort of parallel universe idea would make a lot of sense. Right, I'm 12 and my mum's on benefits and I want to build my own Doctor Who collection. Any suggestions? I don't know. Start with small things because, yeah, it just builds up over time. Don't sort of set out an idea of, oh, I'm going to do this. Don't lay out shelves and cabinets for whatever. Just build up what you have, and when you have things, then yeah, you'll have a collection. And yeah, that's my absolutely brilliant advice.
Can we get not very good gashes on the Discord call, please?
Who?
This guy. Just read his comment.
The sun has exploded. Right. Actually, some people are asking in the comments what the question was. So for context, the question was, if the Minecraft world is infinite, how can the sun rise and set? These are the big questions. So where was the answer? Alistair, do you want to read it? I can't find it.
The sun has exploded, and the sun is actually the aftermath of the explosion trapped in the time loop.
That's a very good doctor. That's like if Stephen Moffat wrote and made Minecraft. That's what
also, Oak House Productions for you see the sun in Minecraft is not a sun. It is a big stain in the universe. The moon is also a big mold stain in the cosmos, possibly created by the
equally fair theory. Ruth's Doctor is Daniel Barton, Lenny Henry in a wig. Well, that's one of the more interesting theories I've ever heard. I mean, probably not correct, but you never know. Have you seen the news that the 2 Doctor Who video games are coming out next year, and one for console and mobile? I had a brief look at that. If you want to expand in the comments. Vote Saxon's here. Hello, Vote Saxon. Oh, Ben, programming. You can see the horizon as far as you have set it. Sorry, I missed the beginning. Who is the voice? Oh, who is the voice? Well, basically, for those of you who missed the beginning, we're starting up a sort of quarantine, because we're bored in quarantine. We're starting a podcast called Pluto is a Planet. So I'm here with the other co-hosts. They're on a Discord call, so the audio isn't perfect, but, you know, it is what it is. I thought the moon was an egg. See, this is more philosophical thinking right here. Stephen Moffat is the best Doctor Who writer. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Who are your guys' favourite Doctor Who writers? Who are you today? Artie, you're lagging so much. You can hear pretty much everyone but you. What? Anyone? I think Artie is trying to say Russell T Davies, but his mic just not working. Yeah, has to be RTD. Yeah, that seems to be in the comments. Phew. Right, the Russo brothers.
Russell T.
Artie, stop shouting in the chat.
The Russo brothers should direct Doctor Who. I'd like to see what happens if they did that.
Yes.
Yes. My favourite Doctor Who writer is Stu Bagfull. That's very, true. He's got an amazing channel as well. He does great reviews. Jamie Matheson and RTD. Oh, which episodes did Jamie Matheson write? I know the name. Did he write Smile? Probably. I don't know. Robert Sherman, that's a good shout. Douglas Adams, yes. Answer to Life, the Universe and everything. JC Films asks, have you been filming your fan films? Well, because we're stuck in quarantine, we can't really. Once again, the people on the Discord call are from fan films. Also, this book, hey, the fan series. But I filmed everything I can for the upcoming episodes in quarantine, which ended up being me in a Jadoon costume on a green screen on my own, talking to another green screen Jadoon that was also me. So, you know, very unique, but I've done all I can for the fan film, and hopefully as soon as Big Man Boris releases lockdown, we'll be free to start filming. Should be fun. Got a big story coming up. John Nathan Turner, that's also a good shout. Did you see Stephen King's son offered to write an episode but got turned away for being American? No, I did not know that, actually. That's actually quite interesting. I'd love to see a sort of Stephen King-esque. I don't know if his son wrote the same style as him, but Stephen King-esque Doctor Who would be, very good. Green screen Jadoon, that sounds good. Yes, it is. I might actually upload a preview of that. If that's something you guys want to see, let me know in the chat, and I could probably upload a preview of the Jadoon ship, and they've captured a prisoner. And before you say we did not copy Series 12, the script was written, and everyone on this Discord call can vouch for me, the script was written before Series 12, but yeah, I have
just the Master's Grand Plan.
Yeah, the whole Jadoon. Remember, all of you were there while we were discussing the plot, and then Doctor Who goes and beats us to it. So, you know, who's your favourite Doctor? Peter Capaldi all the time. What about you guys? Alistair?
Matt Smith, all day.
Fair enough. Ben, who's pretty much never watched Doctor Who, what's your opinion?
It's going to be Doctor 5 for me.
Yeah, Peter Davison. Yes, you're going to pretend we know who that is. Well, I know who that is. Please don't attack me in the comments, please. Right. How would you feel about an American Doctor? Now, that is a very good question. And I suppose if the Doctor can change from male to female and change black to white to Asian, there's no reason why they couldn't change into an American or someone like different cultures. Yeah, sure. As long as the thing with who could play the Doctor, as long as they're a good actor, then there's no real problem. That's the only criteria they really need to fill. Right, trying to keep up with the questions. Chibnall is the equivalent of J.J. Abrams. Yeah. Basically, I don't know. I'd say Ryan Johnson is like Chibnall as well, in that they both sort of made the biggest controversial moves for a franchise. And in the podcast that we're releasing, we actually, I go in depth and have a massive rant at the fact that, Star Wars is ruined. Confused adipose for Prime Minister. Yes, I can get behind that. Guys, do you think I should be Prime Minister?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, hell yeah.
Yeah, see, boom.
No.
I'm the next one.
Your socialist views.
For those of you who don't know, also, Artie is a raging, what's the word? Conservative. He loves Boris Johnson, basically.
You, Corbyn.
And he thinks Margaret Thatcher was a good Prime Minister, which, you know, that's not a good opinion.
Shall we put chat? If you spam F in chat, I will put Artie in Simp Nation on Discord. That's a promise.
You heard Alistair. Spam F in the chat to put Artie in the Simp Nation. Big questions. Is either a
What is simp?
It's not that kind of channel. No.
This is brilliant to watch. Right.
Favourite
That's a
season of
lot of
Doctor
F.
Who? Series 10. Best. Favourite season of Classic Who? I'm probably going to go Peter Davison season 19. Like, that's solid Doctor Who. Oh, Shalom. Sorry, Friday night. Oh, wow. F. They're doing what? Yeah, Artie, you're going in Simp Nation. The comments are full of Fs. Wow. F. Have you seen every single episode of Doctor Who, new and classic? I've seen all the new episodes. I've seen a considerable chunk of Classic Who. I've missed most of the William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, John Pertwee era because I've never had the DVDs. But now with BritBox, I'm being able to binge through it all. F. Petition for Big Boy Boris to be signed as the 14th Doctor. Yes, we need... Imagine Boris Johnson as the Doctor. That would be both terrifying and brilliant at the same time.
I've just moved Artie into Simp Nation. He is gone forever.
So, yeah, you can stop spamming F now. He's in Simp Nation. We've got him there. Do you have a Discord server? Artie,
He's back in.
do you have a Discord server? No, I don't have a Discord server at the moment. I only got Discord today. But if that's something you guys would be interested in, I could open up a Discord server. Ooh.
How about we do like a competition, and if we get like, I don't know, to 100 subscribers on
the thing,
Pluto is a Planet podcast, then we'll have people come on and we'll do an episode with you.
Yeah, let's say when we reach like 100 subscribers on Pluto is a Planet podcast, which you have, if you haven't already, go and subscribe to the Pluto is a Planet channel. Hopefully, episode 1 of the podcast will come out tomorrow. Oh. Right, hang on. Which Doctor Who villain should come back into the Doctor Who series? I would like Sea Devils, and we haven't seen them for ages. Daniel Woodward. That is a very good point. We need Sea Devils back. Lung Barrow Productions says, have you seen Life on Mars? Yes, I have. I, funnily enough, only finished binging that the other day, and it's absolutely amazing. Like, John Sim is phenomenal in that. The detective guy, I can't remember his name. Well, that describes sort of thing. But yeah, Life on Mars is a brilliant series. Is the sequel, Ashes to Ashes, worth watching? If anyone knows that in the comments. Series 10 is the best Capaldi series. You are very correct. If you could have any Doctor Who, any Doctor return, who would it be? They don't still have to be alive. I think I've got to go Tom Baker. Like, he's just iconic. And yes, he came back as the curator. We need a full episode with the curator. That would be brilliant. Oh, we've got some... Right, who would your picks to play the 14th Doctor be? Do any of you guys on the Discord server have any idea? Who would you pick to play the 14th Doctor? Hello?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. I'm not actually sure who that is.
Tom Hardy, are you?
From the sounds of it, it's
You
not a
want
good name.
Mad Max to be? Gotta be.
What good actors are there that could play the 14th Doctor? Right, next theory.
How about we have Greta Thunberg as the next Doctor?
I
That'd be
mean,
pretty cool.
Jodie Whittaker basically turned into Space Greta Thunberg at the end of Orphan 55.
She did.
How dare you! Anyway, no, I support Greta. Greta's nice. I'm not mocking it. Do you wish Whittaker had better writing? Yes, I do. Like, yeah, go for it. Vote Adipose08. Now, that is the hybrid that Capaldi was talking about for the whole of Series 9. Theory. Rassilon is Tecteun and Omega is Gat. Now, yeah, I could see that happening. I think Ace Creeper, I haven't watched it yet, but I saw it pop up in my notifications. I think Ace Creeper today released a video on the theory that what's-her-face, one of the people is the other... I don't know what this lag is. Donald Trump as the 14th Doctor. Please. No. We don't. No. Never cruel or cowardly. None of that sort of works with Donald Trump. Not to get political. This is not a political live stream. Moving on. Let's go. Life on Mars is amazing.
Not political, but you openly ridicule the living subject.
I didn't hear a word of that. But, yeah. Series 3 on its way. Life on Mars. Oh, yeah. Life on Mars Series 3. I hope that is actually true and not just a rumour, because that would be very exciting. I'm seeing if I can adjust the lighting here. This is my camera on my Mac, so it's quite bad quality, not the usual camera, because I cannot figure out for the life of me how to do that. Yo, if the Doctor was American, would they still be against guns? Yeah, because the Doctor is the Doctor at the end of the day. Make one. Okay, at the end of this, I think, can you people in the Discord server help me figure out how to make a Discord server for this channel, because that seems to be a thing that a lot of people like.
We can do that.
Yeah,
right.
I can do that.
Yes, then. Well, hey, Jamie Radcliffe, welcome back. Not that you went anywhere. He says, at one point, Jeremy Corbyn was 4,000 to 1 on Bet365 to play the 13th Doctor. I think Jeremy Corbyn would be more suited to playing Obi-Wan Kenobi, but he could possibly be the Doctor in a parallel world. How dare you? Thank you, Icy Flex. Sorry, Team Icy. Iconic channel, Icy Flex, that is. I want another old Doctor. Fair enough. I've got 2 old Doctors here, once again whipping out the really cool Eagle Moss figures, because I'm not a loner at all. Joe Street as the next Doctor. Yes, please. That would be fantastic. Perfect. Featuring this book where I do play the Doctor in the fan series book. Giveaway at whatever I set, 3,000 subscribers, I think. Or would you people be interested if I sold these fan series books on, like, I don't know, I'd find some sort of way of selling them. It's detail.
Yeah, Amazon. You can sell them on Amazon.
Amazon, yeah, wherever. Because I've had a few printed at the moment to do giveaways and stuff. It's basically a detailed history of our like YouTube stuff and episodes and characters and whatnot. So let me know if you'd be interested in that. Which was your... Oh, that's a sneeze. No, I'm not. I just accidentally dabbed.
Well, that was really...
Yeah, it was. That's the most interesting thing that's happened on the podcast so far. If I had to watch one original Doctor Who episode, which one should I watch? Oh, Genesis of the Daleks would be everyone's generic say, but I'm going to throw a curveball random out there and say Black Orchid. That is a phenomenal story that most people seem to dislike from Peter Davison's run. I think it's brilliant. How could/would you undo the Timeless Children? Now, I'm not saying I would undo it because I don't hate the change, but if I had to, or if I was going to, I would use my parallel universe theory, which you can see in last week's video, because that would explain a lot of stuff. Favourite TARDIS interior, I think I might have answered that. The Peter Capaldi Series 10 TARDIS with all the bookshelves, etc. Let's scroll down. Whoa, too far down. My Salu, I cannot read that. Rose, the 11th Hour, or The Woman Who Fell to Earth. Which is the best first episode for each showrunner? The 11th Hour, I think that's the best opener. Rose is very good. The Woman Who Fell to Earth is a solid meh. So, yeah. Do a collab with Harbo Holmes? I don't know how to say that. I've watched his channel a lot, and he's very good. If he was up for a collab, I'd definitely do it. Have you heard about the Time Lord Victorious series coming soon? Yes, I have. We talk about that on our podcast. Once again, I'm going to keep plugging it because, you know, that is ultimately the purpose of this live stream. The Pluto is a Planet podcast. You can find it on YouTube, etc. Go subscribe to Pluto is a Planet. episode 1 should be out tomorrow if all goes according to plan. I mean, this live stream didn't go according to plan. It took ages to come out, but you know, right. Not a theory, but what is Orphan 55? The Earth dies, but is visibly still alive in the episode. Yeah, that's a very interesting question. Has anyone got any answers? Orphan 55.
Well, it's. I know the planet has died, but even though the planet has died, doesn't mean it's stopped being. It stopped. Stops existing. But like, it can still be like hard matter of rock.
Yeah.
But it just can't sustain life that well.
We've got a very interesting question here, which is going to be quite difficult. Very difficult to answer one here. Who is Joe Street? I don't know. Do you guys know? Never met him before. Apparently he's really cool.
He's a weirdo.
Really cool. Has a really nice quiff. Slightly wonky nose. Nice. Yeah, iconic. Thank you, Icy Flex. I will illegally download the booze. Do you mean book? Books, yes. You cannot illegally download this book. You have to buy it for the bargain price of $19.99. It's not $19.99. It doesn't actually go on sale. Richard Ayoade as the 14th Doctor. Yeah, I could see that working, actually. I think he'd do it quite well. Might be a bit too comedic. I don't know. How did you make the book? I made it on my Mac. I'm not sure what software it was, but it's a book-making software. I printed, like, a bunch of them to give away, etc. I've got some of my own. I think I'm going to give some to the cast, you guys, in the Discord call, or you could alternatively buy them because you know I'm in need of money. Please help. Do you watch Red Dwarf? I started watching it in the summer after my exams last year when we had that big long summer. We started watching it, me and Nathan, the guy who plays the Matrix, but then I never went back to it. It's something I should definitely check out. Have any of you seen Red Dwarf?
No, I'm more into Star Wars.
Yeah.
Good old Star Wars.
What do people think in the chat? Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the Star Wars sequel trilogy, because people either seem to love it, hate it.
We talk about it.
Yeah, we exactly talked about it in the podcast.
Just a little bit. Definitely
Pluto
didn't rant about how awful it was.
Yeah, definitely not.
Definitely not.
Shout out on Twitter from Jamie Radcliffe. Thank you very much. If you're still watching. What do you think about the Boneless? So the episode Flatline, Series 8, Doctor Who. Yeah, I think they're a really interesting villain. I've written a few fan scripts over the years, and they're one of the creatures I'd love to sort of bring back in a new and interesting way, as if they can move through stone. But I don't have the budget. Artie, are you trying to speak?
I can't hear him.
Yeah, I can just hear the...
It's Artie's awful mic.
My
F
face
chat if
looks
you want
really
to
red
be
in this camera.
discrimination.
Who did
I
it?
get.
Zach Kenworthy, him.
Shall we
Trump's
order
wife.
66 Artie?
Yes. Don't spam the chat again. Hang on. I'm still catching up with questions. Trump's wife for the 20th Doctor. Do we want Melania Trump as the 20th Doctor?
Yes. Just looking at her every week will just brighten up my day.
Right. So, I would say
I just remembered this is a kid-friendly channel, and
Alistair,
what I meant is
PG.
a very lovely woman,
for the family,
and I think she'll be a very good actor.
Where would the Vanguard fit in the recent show? I don't know, but he could pop up at any minute and do some evil shenanigans and fight Jodie's Doctor. You could I don't know, the Vanguard can pop up whenever. I would say that the Master is the Timeless Child. That's actually a very good idea. I've seen many people talk about that idea, concept and stuff before. Sacha Dhawan's Master, well, just the Master in general, as the Timeless Child instead of the Doctor. I suppose that makes more sense. What do you guys think of the Master being the, Timeless Child, rather than the Doctor? Alistair? Anyone?
Hello? Sorry, you're glitching a little bit.
Okay. What do you think on the idea that the Master should have been the Timeless Child, not the Doctor?
Ooh. I'd like to see them both being the Timeless Child.
Yeah, there's got to be
That'd be
somewhere.
quite cool.
I thought
Maybe they're brother and brother, or brother
yeah,
and sister, or
that's
sister
what I
and sister,
thought. In
whatever
Series
it is.
12, they were going to reveal that. The only problem with that would be Missy and 12 from Series 8 got a little swifty.
Yeah, but that happened in Star Wars. Luke and Leia.
That doesn't justify it. And I suppose the Master flirted with him
Sweet
/ herself.
home Alabama.
Family-friendly, PG clean, Alistair. I would say that the Master is the Timeless Child. Right, we've read that one. What is the best website to get Doctor Who comics from? Absolutely no idea. Can't lie. I haven't read many Doctor Who comics. I used to get Doctor Who Adventures back in like Matt Smith's era. It's like one of my fond childhood memories. I can see out the window. I'd walk down that road with my granddad to the shop, buy the Doctor Who magazine every Tuesday.
We're going to have to leave. So everyone subscribe to Pluto as a Planet.
Yep, subscribe to Pluto as a Planet. Thank you for joining, Artmeister, Artie, whatever. Goodbye.
Okay.
See
Bye.
you. So, yeah, Artie is another member of the plugged Pluto as a Planet podcast, which, you know, should be good. Solid there. Right, I was wondering which actor or actress would be a great choice to play the companions. Well, I am doing a video soon. I'm trying to cast the characters at the moment. I've got the plot, but what I would do for Doctor Who and who I'd cast and what we could do if we had an unlimited budget. These guys have a rough idea because, like, they joined the the fan series, and yeah, I'd borrow many ideas from that. After the Timeless Children, the Doctor could regenerate into a child or teen. That would be good. Yeah, I could be the next Doctor. We start a petition, Confused Daddy Pose for the next Doctor. We will not stop until it happens. Yes. Yes, they should. Chibnall's writing destroyed the planet. Yikes, that's strong opinion there. That was an April Fool from David Tennant. The companion would be called Ben, and the actor of Benny's wife would be the next Doctor. Oh, no thanks. What is Red Dwarf about? I've heard about it, but I'm not sure if it's something that I'd be interested in. So, from the brief bit of Red Dwarf I saw, it's like it's quite similar to classic Doctor Who, like set design, look. It's comedy, sci-fi series. Have Alistair or Ben, have you seen Red Dwarf?
Not really. I've not really properly looked into it.
Ben, if you're still there.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so in answer to your question, none of us have a proper idea. It's a British sci-fi show, which you should like if you like Doctor Who. I think it's on BritBox as well. Right, more questions. Cybermen are definitely my favourite villains. Yeah, they're close to... If we exclude the Master, in particular Ben Lowell's Master, the best Master out there, definitely. If we exclude the Master, the Cybermen are a very close second in being my favourite villain. Who are your guys' favourite Doctor Who villains? Alistair?
Hi, yeah, sorry. I'm making an Instagram account for the good old...
Have I just been followed
Pluto
by that?
is a
Yeah,
Planet?
Pluto is a Planet podcast. That did not work. That went onto a camera. Alistair and Ben, can you keep talking while I go and get myself a drink and do not expose my pyjama bottoms?
I do.
Right, keep the chat alive.
Right then. Well, I can't really... Well, me and Ben can't really vouch to say that we're as good as Joe at Doctor Who at all.
Yes.
So, all we can say is please do go and check out Pluto as a Planet. We are going to be releasing, I think, 2 of our videos tomorrow.
Yeah,
and
hopefully
we'll maybe making more.
Yeah, if all goes to plan.
So, yeah.
I'm trying to edit the sound for the podcasts at the moment. I mean, it's not perfect because obviously it's our first attempt at making a podcast, but it should be good. So, someone says, I would be okay with it being the Master or the Rani from a parallel universe. Yeah, I could see that happening. Makes sense. There was an April Fool. Read this. From my thorough research, I have deduced that Chris Chibnall is in fact the War Benny. Yeah, you heard it here first, folks. Charles, no, who said that? Oak House Productions is a prophet and knows that the War Benny is Chris Chibnall, not clickbait. Boris Johnson might be a Slovene. Now, this is a very, very worthy theory. Donald Trump, Boris Johnson, they could be Slovene. What do you guys think?
Yes.
Definitely.
Brexit is actually
No politics, no
is a
politics.
plan
Gotta keep family friendly.
hatch their eggs.
Yeah.
That is exactly what's going to happen.
You sound kind of northern. Is that me? I'm not northern. Do you sound northern? No.
You northern?
Lots of planets have a north. No. Ben, are you northern? We need to find someone who's northern.
Absolutely not.
What are you, Ben?
I think Artie's a northerner.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
definitely is.
Fits in the
He's
category.
short and angry and like Yorkshire pudding. He's a northerner.
That statement did not come from me. I like northerners, all people. Anyway, back to reading more questions. I need to keep up with the chat. Boris is Nestine, though. Boris is an Auton, definitely Slovene. Idea for the next fan film. In a parallel universe, that weird Joe Street guy is the villain Skongo and tries to take over this universe. I am Skongo. And Alistair and Ben, for those of you who don't know, being you two, don't know what that introduction was, basically these comments kept spamming, calling me this villain called Skongo. Had no idea who it was, Googled it, and it's a weirdly photoshopped picture of a guy with a massive nose and tiny eyes. So I am flattered. Thank you all, comment section.
Who made that? We'll invite him onto the podcast.
Yeah, find the original creator of Skongo. He's a podcast guest. Right.
Who actually made it? Can anyone say who made it?
If you find the guy, comment. End Doctor Who like survival, where the journey still goes on with an opening for a revival. Yes, that is because we've written the fan film final end scene script, obviously for way off in the future. That is how it ends. The Doctor just walks off happily, friends. Ooh, friends. Yeah, right. Boris, oh, hello. Have you ever heard of Ewan Hall NZ? No. Who is he? No,
I've got to go now.
What?
I've got to go.
Have a nice life, Ben. Thank you for joining us once
See you
again.
all later.
Plug.
Subscribe to
Yes.
whatever the podcast's called.
Pluto is a
That's
planet
the one.
podcast. Should be out tomorrow. I'll do community posts and whatever, so you guys fully know what's going on with the podcast. I think the Ruth Doctor is a clone of the Doctor, set out to replace her as part of an evil plot by the Master. Now that's a very interesting idea. And before I go on to that, what's the podcast channel? It is my brain is awful. Alistair, what is it? Pluto is a planet.
Sorry. Pluto is a planet, yeah.
I keep
Podcast.
forgetting the name. It's not
The
good.
name of wait, what?
I keep forgetting the
sorry, I'm
podcast name.
We weren't the ones who came up with the name.
Yeah,
Our
it
good
was
friend
the
Artie
only good
came
idea
up.
Artie has ever had in his life.
Yeah, he's the only thing. That's the whole reason why he's in our group, really.
Yeah.
He came up with
Don't
that
tell
one
him.
name,
Spoilers.
and
Secret.
you had to invite him for legal reasons.
Right,
That's
13th Doctor says, they force me back into becoming a child, and we see in the Brendan visual filters they erase the memory of using some sort of machine. Yeah. I think Martha and Mickey should join Torchwood. What do you think? Yeah, funnily enough, my channel video that's coming out tomorrow is about Torchwood and why it should return. So, yeah, I haven't actually talked about Martha and Mickey, but yeah, they're perfect candidates. I think Yaz and people like Ravio and the Ethan, whatever their names were, the people from The Timeless Children, they could all easily make a return in a new series of Torchwood. As we know, John Barrowman would be more than up for it. Right, In-Betweeners, yes. The Slovene theory works because the only reason they haven't destroyed Buckingham Palace is the Queen is literally immortal. Yes. I've always wanted to write a Doctor Who story. You know, David Icke, that conspiracy nut, he basically stated, like 20 years ago, that the world was secretly run by lizard people. Now, put this in Doctor Who context, and you get Silurians. The Queen is secretly a Silurian. You heard it here first, folks, not clickbait. Fan film creator, what companions would you like to see again? I would love to see Romana back, because obviously she can regenerate. You could have Lala Ward for a bit, and then this old body of mine is wearing a bit thin, comes back as a new version of Romana. Romana's a great classic companion. Jo Grant, also brilliant. She should come back. I do think that Jo Grant should have taken over the Sarah Jane Adventures. Like, in my honest opinion, Elizabeth Sladen could not be matched. Like, Jo Grant is a good substitute, but she'd never replace Elizabeth Sladen's legacy. Yeah, she was fantastic. What would your opinion on Romana coming back as a commander? Oh, well, I just answered that. It'd be so easy to... Yeah, well, I just answered that second question without even knowing. What are your thoughts on Chibnall saying that the fugitive Doctor is not a parallel Doctor? How does that affect your parallel universe theory? Rule 1, the Doctor lies. Or, as Stephen Moffat said, Rule 1, the showrunner lies. If it is a parallel universe, Chibnall wouldn't let us know. He wouldn't want that ruined because, as I've said in the video, I do believe the parallel universe theory could happen, and if it does happen, it will be revealed at the end of the Whittaker era. It could also just be a retcon due to the distaste for the Timeless Children, although I personally quite like it. Right, next question. The Queen is one of those aliens that the 11th Doctor fought in Amy's Choice. One of the old people? Sure, she's an old person. One of... Right, this is just skipped. You've got to link your podcast channel. Pretty sure nobody can find it, because whenever you search that name, it comes up with a ton of theory videos. That's a very valid point. Alistair,
let me just...
I can speak.
I'm just going to spam now.
Don't spam the chat, Alistair. Just put it a few times. Also, this is just to sort of raise awareness of the podcast channel. The proper podcast thing I'll link tomorrow in a video and in the community tab. Yeah. So it should be easy to find as of tomorrow. Or I might link it in a community tab straight after this. I should have really put it in the description, but the trouble with the live stream, it took me a while to get on. And I wasn't thinking straight. Thank you. Right.
Is there like anything anyone wants like us to specifically talk about?
Yeah, if you've got any specific podcast ideas for the new Pluto as a Planet podcast, please do comment them in the chat. I'll react to them. Right, I'm going to try and speed round these questions. What was your favourite episode of Series 12? Fugitive of the Jadoon, probably. Always great to see Jack back. You probably already know, but this Torchwood is an anagram of Doctor Who. Yes, it is. That's what they used to call the old Doctor Who tapes so that people didn't steal them or didn't know what they were. And they'd say that they're filming Torchwood instead of Doctor Who. Ironically, if you did that now, yeah, people would flock to it. Could John Sim return? Please, yes. 60th anniversary, you have Omega, John Sim, and Sacha Dhawan. That would be like the perfect episode. And what about when Barusa said to the Doctor on multiple occasions, "You were an excellent student at the academy"? I'm not sure what you're asking. You might be responding to someone else's question. Oh, Jamie Radcliffe, he's responded. We know what Skongo is. Skongo was put in a Doctor Who fan group chat in 2017 in a "Which is your favourite villain?" poll by someone called Max. We've got to find Max. There were 3 villains in the poll, and the rest were fake, one of them being Skongo.
Who is Max, then?
Hayden Wynn, I probably pronounced that horribly wrong. Loved your theory of the Chibnall era being set in a parallel universe leading up to the 60th anniversary. Thank you very much. Glad you enjoyed the content. Daniel Cahoon, the end of Torchwood was bonkers. I hope they bring it back. Also, Rex is obviously coming back. Yeah, I'll talk about that in tomorrow's Torchwood. When could Torchwood return? Torchwood should return video. Yeah, I'd like to see Rex back. One thing that annoyed me with Children of Earth is that Esther, I think that was her name, Esther died so quickly and out of the blue. She was a great character and should have stayed on for another series, but then they never did another series. So, yeah, the dramatic effect of it was really quite good, although the blood CGI was terrible. What happened with the Doctor's daughter? Because, oh dear, the chat skipped. Got to find that all the way up there.
There's a lot of chat.
Yeah, right. Ruth is not a parallel Doctor. I'm going to skip to the bottom of the chat. Sorry if I've missed your questions. There's so many that I'm lagging behind. Big Finish stories of Jenny. Yeah, that answers the question of what happened to the Doctor's daughter. Martha and Mickey have a son, apparently. It's interesting. Where's that from? Probably Big Finish or comics or something. Hello, Time the Whovians United. Brilliant. If you've just joined, once again, this live stream is to promote our upcoming podcast, which I did have the other co-hosts on. We've only got Alistair on at the moment. But
Hello.
yeah, we're doing a podcast.
It's just the people.
People?
Yeah, wait.
Oh, yeah. Time the Whovians United. The other people I collaborate with. We're creating a podcast, not with Tom the Whovians United, but they could guest star if they wanted. The Pluto is a Planet podcast, talking about nerdy sci-fi Doctor Who-y stuff. Look so strange in this camera because its quality is terrible and the lighting is also awful in this room. Just going to put that out there, my own bit of theory on the Doctor's name, but I can only see this happening. I'm not sure where that's going to be. I recently went into a sci-fi convention as Captain Jack and think you look really suits me. The look really suits me. Is it weird to have an outfit based on a fictional character as your everyday look? No, it's not, because I wear my 12th Doctor coat to 6th form every day of the week, even when it's warm, because I'm a sad individual. Do you like Risk? Is that the board game Risk? Because if so, yes, it's a brilliant game, very risky, but absolutely hilarious, I know. Yeah, Risk is a brilliant game. It takes a very long time. I have a Dalek version of it, so that's fun. Do you like Spaced? Not too sure what Spaced is, probably. I mean, we know that the missing episodes are fantastic. That's probably true.
You're reading the part where we talked about the podcast and what people would like.
What if Ryan and Graham kickstarted a new unit? Yeah, that would be really interesting, and I could see that happening. I think especially Yaz, because Captain Jack's coming back, I think it would make so much logical sense to have Jack back and then Yaz leave the TARDIS to join Jack and start a new Torchwood team. So many variables, different things you could use. Aha, Pluto is a Planet should be in the chat now. Do you really think that the Doctor's real name is actually Doctor Who? No. Manuzela XXX19? No, the Doctor's name is not Doctor Who. That's just a really quality joke, which is also running in the Doctor Who fan series. Buy the book, buy the book. It's not even for sale, but you know. Yeah, Pluto is a Planet. You can see it in the chat. So if you want, please do go and subscribe. I am obviously going to link it in other places when it's properly up and running. But yeah, this is an announcement of a podcast. The Doctor's daughter apparently crashed into a cold star and died. Yes, I did hear that from Russell T Davies, I believe. And rip Jenny. Do you think the BBC should put more time into looking for missing Doctor Who episodes? In an ideal world, if they had like unlimited funding, yes, it would be brilliant to go in search of missing Doctor Who episodes. But realistically, I don't know if that's going to happen because, yeah, TV media, the funding for BBC, etc., everything's going downhill. So, yeah, there's a slim chance of that happening. Also, where do they start to look? Because I'm pretty sure most of the, like the Web of Fear and all these classic stories that have been found in tapes, they were just found by chance. So I don't think there's a specific, you can go looking for it. I think it's chance if you find it. Right.
It's just woods that you go looking for.
Yeah, just send the BBC out into small patrol team in the woods. Just brought into the Keemstar Walked in the Woods song into my head, which, you know, didn't need that. Do you think that the BBC should put more time in? Oh, I just read that question. Well done, Joe. And I'll skip to the bottom of the track. Script to the bottom of the track. Chat? I can't speak. Sorry once again if I've missed any questions. Please do comment them again if you want me to answer. Should the Rani return and be played by someone like Ruth Wilson or Natalie Portman? Is Natalie Portman Padme from Star Wars?
Yes, I would love to see her do that.
Yeah. I could see her being the
Very-
Rani, maybe. I don't know. She
Very much
seems,
doubt that she would because she's an
yeah,
A-list
she's
actor.
very,
She-
very
she's
high,
very
high
hard-
profile.
Yeah.
Also, she's sort of too nice because the Rani is like an evil psychopath who kills the Doctor and stuff.
The only reason why she's in Star Wars at all was because in episode 1 she was a very young actor. So
They
snatched
needed a
her
good
up,
young actor.
and then they just increased her pay to keep her on until episode 3.
Yeah.
And they
She
can't.
plays the role of Padme quite
So
well, to be
okay.
fair.
I haven't seen in Natalie Portman in many films recently.
I can't remember. I saw her in one relatively recently, but I can't actually remember what it was. Right, anyway, more questions. Did you see the Timeless Children script? Personally, for me, it calmed the storm. No, I haven't, but I know they have released all the Series 12 clips. Can't speak. Scripts. They've released the Series 12 scripts. Do you think Class, the series, was good? Now, that's an interesting question because back 2016 when Class aired, I'd watch it religiously every week. Me and a group of friends, we'd watch it. I think we reviewed it on a channel that no longer exists. But yeah, I really enjoyed Class when it happened. But in retrospect, it's not very good. Like, I tried watching it last summer and I just didn't really get into it. It's not horrendous. And yeah, Series 2 would have been nice. But overall, Class, yeah, it's not the best. It didn't really work. Colin Morgan isn't a bad shout. Show. Skip to the end. Where can you get the 12th Doctor hoodies that he wore? I got my 12th Doctor coat and there were the hoodies and Peter Davison jumpers and all this on abbyshop.com, but I went to buy another 12th Doctor coat from Abbey Shot and there was nothing there anymore, so I have absolutely no idea what's going on. Holly Willoughby as the Rani. Maybe not. She's far too friendly and nice. No. Singapore is apparently a very likely place where missing episodes might be. Now, that is actually quite interesting because I suppose if they were going to send a task force of BBC employees to look for missing episodes, Singapore's the place. I don't know whether this has been said before, but do you think that UNIT is actually gone due to Brexit? Now, I think if the parallel universe theory that I've talked about so many times before is correct, then UNIT is going to be destroyed in that universe because they never really needed it. In real life, Chibnall said it, so it's probably happened, but like that annoys me. And there was literally, like, I love Resolution as an episode, but the only problem with it is that horrendous gag in the middle where it's like, oh no, the Wi-Fi's gone down. What are we going to do? Talk to each other. It's not very good. And yeah, the Brexit joke's really off. It's just not needed. Where would the 13th Doctor rank on a list? I did do a Doctor's ranking list, and I can't actually remember where I placed her. Somewhere around 7th or 8th. Go and check out that video if you want more info. Someone is sending a load of tractors. Thank you, Fergus Keane. Tractors. Apparently, there was a lost episode that was supposed to be in Series 2, including the Grask from the Adventures of Sarah Jane Smith. Never heard that one before, but if that's true, that's really quite interesting, and I hope they release it. The next Doctor will be female. After that, I think we will have a male. Yeah, I think it's 50-50 as to who the next Doctor could be, male or female. I don't suppose it really matters. Once again, the criteria, as long as they're a good actor, yeah, they'll do fine. What do you think came after Johnson, Missy, or Nine Master? Don't know what that means. How do you think that the Master from Series 12 was able to wipe out all of the Time Lords? That is a very good question that I have pondered on for a long time. Ideally, in my 5-year plan video in the Parallel Universe Theory, I'd love if Omega helped him destroy all this and whatever. Like, that would be really cool. What would be a really great idea, I think, for Doctor Who to do is you have the 60th anniversary and do the big reveal of, oh, we've been in a parallel universe the whole time. And then the Doctor finally gets back to our universe. It's like, yay! But Omega or someone purposely removed her from our universe so that they could take over, and then you just see our universe in complete destruction, annihilation, etc. That would be a really interesting way of doing things.
Joe, unfortunately, that's not right.
Oh no.
The Master actually stole Thanos' glove and just snapped everyone.
Ah, I see.
And,
Yes, the
yeah.
Master teamed up with Thanos to get the Infinity Gauntlet. Get the Infinity. That
Yeah.
would be a crossover and a half. They say Infinity War was the most ambitious crossover. You wait till you see Thanos Master, the sequel. I don't know why it's a sequel.
And then he just he miniaturized Thanos and now has him in a matchbox.
Yeah. You just turn him into a Thanos action figure and sell him in Toys R Us. Well, Toys R Us doesn't exist anymore. Favourite Doctor outfit? Yeah, it's got to be Peter Capaldi. I wear the coat all the time. I'm wearing a hoodie and a shirt that's very similar to the ones he wore in Series 9. Capaldi's outfit is the perfect mix of like casual, quirky, and what are you wearing? Yeah, love Capaldi's outfit, including the Sonic sunglasses. Right, we skipped to the end of the chat. Harley Willoughby as the Doctor, Philip Schofield as Graham, Idris Elba as Ryan, and whoever played Princess Jasmine in the live-action Aladdin as Yaz. That would be very interesting. That would be like if Disney ever made Doctor Who and it was a musical. And that should not happen. Like, please no. Disney, leave it alone. They've bought pretty much every
musical. Did you just?
Yeah, they're suggesting that Holly Willoughby and the actor of Jasmine from the live-action Aladdin should be the Doctor and a companion. Interesting. Oh, Thomas Wright just popped in a question. Did you like Palpatine coming back in episode 9? Once again, this is a thing I discuss on the podcast, so go and check out the podcast. What's it called?
Pluto is a planet.
Pluto is a planet podcast. No, I absolutely hated Palpatine in episode 9, and yes, this is a really controversial opinion, but it just didn't work. And I'll watch the podcast and you'll find a more in-depth opinion. How did he not? What? Rassilon's glove. Yeah, not the Infinity Gauntlet. Strange question, but are you familiar with MBTI? No idea what that is. Don't know what you're talking about. The Master killed the Gallifreyans with the one-day plague disease from the girl who waited that affects Time Lords. It's a very interesting theory, actually, and they could definitely bring it back. No sexism at all intended, but in my opinion, the Doctor is better played as a male. Fair enough. I mean, I can't control your opinions, and you haven't been rude, so fair enough.
You're not going to be kicked.
No. Polite people, that's what we like. How did he not die from it? Don't know what you're talking about. Write the musical. Yes, Michael O2000. I will. Right, Alistair, that's our next task. One podcast is going to be solely dedicated to writing Doctor Who the musical for Disney.
Oh, God. That's like Artie's dream.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, and Artie can play every character. Connor Crickwell. Hi, Connor. I haven't seen you in a long time. Hello. I think the BBC should make a series about the Daleks taken over Earth for 2 years. Oh, taken over Earth for 2 years without the Doctor. Just the humans to deal with it. Yes. That could once again link to Daleks destroying our universe, etc. Oh. Do you think they will ever have an episode with Skongo? Just as a reference to the meme. No. I mean, that would be meme-tastic, but probably not. What's your favourite Doctor Who sets enjoyed in the Doctor Who series? Oh, favourite sets, like... Yeah, I'd say the spaceship that's reversing away from a black hole in World Enough and Time has a really, really good visual aesthetic, like the top room from the start where Bill gets shot. I absolutely love that spaceship. How do you feel about a non-British actor or actress being cast as the Doctor? I briefly spoke about this at the start of this live stream, but you weren't here, so I'll say again. I think as long as the acting is good for the Doctor, it doesn't matter what gender, race, ethnicity, cultural, whatever. I don't think it matters as long as they can act and perform the Doctor in a believable way. I think a British accent is nice. Like, they could, it doesn't matter what nationality they're from, they can just put on a British accent. I don't know. Depends. It would probably be fine. Right. How do you feel? I just read that. Hi. Oh, no. There was something I should check out. Hi. Go check out our podcast. It's from our own podcast. I'm really starting to lose my brain. Do you think there will
Pretty
ever...
the planet.
Yeah. Do you think Rassilon is still alive after the destruction of Gallifrey as he was in exile? Very good question. I could see that being the case. Yeah. Yeah. Rassilon's alive. Headcanon sorted. What do you think if the Infinity Gauntlet was based but Doctor Who style? Would you like this in Series 13? If you're talking about an Infinity Saga sort of big lead up, big conclusion, all companions coming together, like the Avengers assemble, Team Gang Fam assemble, yeah, absolutely brilliant. What if, when the Doctor goes back to the right universe, she finds out Missy has been looking after the universe while she's been gone? That would be very cool, in my opinion. Jamie Radcliffe, that is actually a brilliant idea which had never occurred to me. That's a... I love that. Applause. Alistair, can we applaud this? That's a brilliant theory. Right, next question. And that was not sarcastic, that was genuine. Yeah, actually, Jamie Radcliffe, if you would like to be on the podcast at any point, please do get in touch, because your presenting style is great as well, but I'll carry on going. Oh, Connor asks a question. Do you think Doctor Who will end with Jodie Whittaker? No, Connor, because we have the fan series, which you were a brief part of. Torchwood, no, Doctor Who can never end. What you think came after John Master or Sash One? I think I have no idea really. It could have been either. Torchwood, but with Luke Smith leading it. Now that is a very interesting idea. I still firmly, adamantly believe that they should have carried on Sarah Jane Adventures. Obviously, in respect to Elizabeth Sladen, they stopped it, but they could have had like potential with Luke, Clyde, Rani, etc. They all came back for Farewell Sarah Jane, which is on the official Doctor Who YouTube channel. If you haven't seen that, I definitely recommend it. It's absolutely, absolutely brilliant. I hope so. Next April Fool's, release a video of the musical. Okay, right. Alistair, we're doing this. April Fool's 2021, we're releasing Doctor Who the musical, if Doctor Who was run by Disney. You heard it here first. Remind me in the comments.
Okay.
Right. Is Jack the face of Bo? Spoilers, sorry people. It's implied heavily, yes he is, but we don't know that for a fact. What is your favourite alien/enemy? It's got to be the Master. It's almost a tie between John Sim and Sash Dhawan. At the current moment, I might just be prisoner of the moment, but I think Sash Dhawan is my favourite Doctor Who villain, favourite villain of all time. What do you think came after John Sim, Master? We've had these before. Do you think Matt Smith will ever return to the Doctor Who series, a bit like David Tennant in Day of the Doctor? Now, I would love for this to happen. As I've spoken about in many videos, the 60th anniversary is the perfect time to have a multi-Doctor, David Tennant, Matt Smith sort of special thing. So hopefully Matt Smith does return. I mean, he still looks young enough to play the part. Like David Tennant at his current age is slightly showing age from when he played the Doctor, similar to John Barrowman as Captain Jack. But he could still pull it off, definitely. What do you think about Paul McGann's spin-off show? I'm assuming you meant series. Absolutely amazing. That would be brilliant. Night of the Doctor is one of some of the best 7 minutes of Doctor Who history. Paul McGann, yeah, he needs to come back. What did you think of A Town Called Mercy? Now, interestingly enough, as a child, I really quite enjoyed it, but I haven't watched it in years, so maybe my opinion's changed. Daniel Cahoon once again asks, podcast channel link. Alistair, if you could put the podcast in the description. The Pluto is a Planet podcast that me and a bunch of other people are part of. First episode coming tomorrow. We'd greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe. So yeah, please follow Pluto is a Planet podcast. Why Unit doesn't exist in season 11 and series 12? It does, but it was shut down for funding. Right. Vote Saxon, question mark. Yes, go Saxon. Do you think that Torchwood is coming back or a new spin-off show? I think if they are going to bring back a Doctor Who spin-off show, it's got to be Torchwood, but the likelihood, yeah, that's, as I've said before, that's my video for tomorrow, the discussing of Torchwood. I filmed it this morning, so I can't answer these questions, but yeah. Do you think Iris Waltham should have an appearance in Doctor Who on TV? Not actually too sure who that is, and once again, I apologise for having awful pronunciation of surnames. sure, if she or they or he, whoever it is a good actor, yeah, go for it. Do you think they will cancel Doctor Who anytime soon? If so, for how long? Will they leave it before they pick it up again? I don't know. I don't think Doctor Who's going to be cancelled for at least 5 years. It could be, but realistically, I think we have quite a lot of potential story ideas, plot, and it makes so much money for the BBC because when we look at the Blu-ray and DVD releases and the money they were pulling in, yeah, it was brilliant. I can't. If anyone knows the statistics, do comment them. They had, I think, Blu-ray all-round numbers. I'm not explaining this very well. Series 12 and the classic season 14 were in the highest Blu-ray numbered things of the month. Rachel Cuthbert asks, biggest and most important question. Here we go. Alistair, are you ready?
Oh, God, yes.
Harold Saxon or Boris Johnson for Prime Minister? Harold Saxon.
Saxon.
All the way. You've got to vote Saxon.
So, wait. Is it either Brexit or...
Brexit or total destruction
or
of the
Time
human
Lord
race?
taking over?
Yeah.
I'm
going to say they're pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Not a political podcast, please. Where are they now for past Doctor Who companions to be released with the 60th? That's actually a good video idea. Where are they now, Doctor Who people? Would you be killed by a Cyberman or a Dalek? I'm assuming that means would you rather. I would rather be killed by a Dalek because it would be sort of a brief moment of pain and then you'd be gone. Cybermen would take me, rip out my insides, cut off parts of me, my ears would be gone, my nose, my brilliantly massive nose would be taken away. I'd rather be killed by a Dalek. I know, not the nose. Recently watched The Girl in the Fireplace after ignoring Series 2 for years. What do you think of the episode? Yeah, I think it's a solid episode. I like Madame de Pompadour and that whole arc. Series 2, as many of you know, isn't my favourite series, but there's definitely some standout episodes like that. And I certainly think Tennant's Doctor gives his best performance from Series 2 in that series. Obviously, Series 3 and 4, he improves. Do you think Unit is coming back? Maybe, hopefully. I don't know. If they do, I'm kind of in two minds as to whether I'd like Kate Stewart back because she was an interesting enough character, but Gemma Redgrave, yeah, she's all right. It's all right. It's not brilliant. It's all right. I thought that the three from Praxius, Gabriella, Jake, and Adam, would go off and become or form their own Torchwood. If not, they see. That's a really good point as well, because if Torchwood does and probably will sometime soon return, there's so many Chibnall era characters that could crop up again, join the team, etc. I can't find the podcast channel anywhere. Sorry, I'm useless. It should be in the chat constantly. If you look, is there a way of highlighting or pinning comments? No. Sorry about that. I'm going to put a link in the community tab and in the end of tomorrow's video to the new channel and the podcast stuff. So yeah, go and watch that. And I'm probably going to do some more live streams during quarantine because I've finally figured out how to actually work them. But yeah, you'll find the podcast tomorrow. Are there any classic Who villains and or companions you'd like to see make a comeback in future series? Sea Devils, Sea Devils, Sea Devils. They're so good in classic Who. I don't know why I love them, but they're brilliant. Just bring back the Sea Devils. Come on, Chibnall, you can do it. Saxon O'Keefe says boom. Boom. Hi, go check out our podcast. That's the podcast. Pluto is a Planet podcast. It's near the bottom of the chat right now. Saxon rules. Yes, he does. A little context. Iris Wildtham, I cannot speak, is a spin-off character who travels in the multiverse in her bus with her companion Panda, who's a stuffed sentient panda toy who bumps into the Doctor from time to time. Yeah, go for it. Bring her back. I mean, maybe that's where the infamous Time Meddler quote of "that over there is a chair with a panda on it" comes from. Maybe. Oh, I'm almost at the end of the chat. Do you think that Doctor Who should introduce a classic companion / assistant should come back as a guest in the show? Yes, you could have Ace. You could have Joe Grant. You could have Romana. Bring back Romana. There's so many possibilities for classic companions that could make a return. Be brilliant. Yeah, Chibnall. I think by the end of Chibnall's run, we will have seen the return of a classic companion, because he's brought Captain Jack back, and he is one of the, if not the oldest, apart from Rose and Mickey. He is the oldest New Who companion, so it's not out of the realm of possibility to assume we could be getting a new classic companion. If anyone has any more questions, I have reached the end of the chat. I think all this is just lagging. I'm going to try and scroll up and see some of the ones I missed. I cannot move. I think this is lagging. No idea what's going on. So, Alistair, podcast-wise, what other ideas do we have for episodes?
Well, to be honest, we came on here to to come and discuss what we were going to do with you guys. Everyone seems to have left, but we were struggling on episode 2 to think of ideas.
Yeah.
So...
What news stories would you guys comment them? News stories. What would you like to see in the? I keep forgetting the name. Pluto is a Planet podcast. What would you like to see? What news stories? I finally got it.
It's like we've got like topics every week. So we normally do cover Star Wars and Doctor Who. What else do we cover?
I don't actually know.
We've covered the paranormal,
any nerdy stuff
like that. And we've also, episode 2, we have had Johnny Depp come on to our call.
Definitely real Johnny Depp.
Very,
not
very
clickbait.
nice.
The real Johnny Depp. Definitely.
We have Johnny Depp. Come on.
Anyway, I'm going to get another drink, so I will be back in a second.
Oh, actually, Connor, I just saw your comment. We have done it. We've talked about it. We mainly talk about news, like what's been in the news for that certain subject. So normally I do either gaming or Star Wars. Joe normally does something like Doctor Who. Artie does comics and DC, and sometimes Avengers. And a good friend Ben, he likes to do D&D. If any of you are interested in
Dungeons and Dragons. Alistair, is the chat moving for you? Because for some reason on my screen it has frozen.
Yeah.
I'll get it up on my phone.
I can tell you.
I'll get it up on my phone.
There we go. So Ace Gaming says, what do you think of the 5 Doctors?
5 Doctors, the classic serial. I think that's one of my favourite classic serials. Yeah, brilliant. I've got the chat up here. Uncle Jezzy, do you like Nirvana music? No idea what that is. Lots of people have been saying that. Do you think any monsters are overused? If so, why? Yeah, the Daleks were overused in the Moffat era, but recently they've been sort of, fixed. I mean, Full Fat Videos made a really interesting video called Moffat's Dalek Problem. Go and check that out. What are the questions on it? If you had a TARDIS, what would it look like? It would basically be Capaldi's Series 10 TARDIS. Brilliant design. Brilliant all round. Yeah, it's great. I'm trying to look at things I've missed. I love Big Finish's Gallifrey. Now, I haven't actually listened. I've listened to spare parts from Big Finish, but apart from that, I haven't really listened to many. So, yeah, I'll bear that in mind. Give that a listen. Do you think any monsters are overused? I've answered that. Do you think the Doctor Who show should spin-off series called The Unit Years? Yeah, that could be really interesting. Actually, I'd like to see like Kate Stewart, Osgood, all these people could like cameo, etc. There's so much potential in Doctor Who for different stories and different characters to return. It's basically unlimited. People do be going on about Classic Who, and I'm just sat here like, I've only watched 2 episodes. Fair enough. BritBox has Classic Who on, but if you don't want to pay for BritBox, fair play. It's not worth it. No, it is worth it. I don't know why I said that. What other questions are there then, Alistair?
I've got a question for you.
Oh,
A bit different.
Here we go.
Fan series.
Fan
like,
series.
what are we expecting?
So, what you're expecting, if you can see from the book, which for those of you who don't know, sorry if I'm repeating myself and you've been here from the beginning, fan series book, which we might start putting on sale. I'm going to do a giveaway when we eventually reach 3,000 subscribers of this. And also, if any of you are interested, I could give away some boxed Stranger Things action figures because I have a bunch of them that I don't need now. Well, not that I need anything in my collection, but yeah, I could give away some Stranger Things action figures. If anyone would be interested, please let me know. Alistair, if they comment that, please let me know. Yeah, Doctor Who book. Brink of Destruction is the title of the next fan series episode, as can be previewed at the bottom. Well, hey.
Yeah, Dylan Shepherd asked what is the future, what future stuff is coming to the channel.
Future stuff coming to the channel.
Yeah.
So, Brink of Destruction, the Doctor Who fan series. It's going to be a big episode, and like I'll say, the fan series has always been mixed in quality. The Return of Omega's when it started to become properly watchable, and yes, it's very amateur. Sontaran's Master Plan was an improvement. This time, it's going to be fully, properly watchable because I've edited the Jadoon scene so far, and it took me about 20 hours to make 6 shots, inserting Jadoon, CGI, etc. So hopefully this fan film is going to be the best thing. It is going to be the best thing we can produce. I'm going to have proper time, and I'm going to open the window because it's boiling, and wow, the windows are all steaming up in this tiny little room. Right, so more questions. Alistair, have we got more questions? Because the chat is still frozen for me. I do not know why.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Jamie Radcliffe. If I'd be up for a Stranger Things giveaway, who wouldn't? I think it would be really, really cool, fun, refreshing for your channel.
Yeah.
And I want a Stranger Things figure.
Yes. So, yeah. Well, that confirms it. If anyone else would be up for it, let me know. I'm pretty sure. Right. I'm going to do 3,000 subscribers, give away a book and Stranger Things action figure. Possibly a Doctor Who pop figure as well, like Riversong or someone like that. Let me know what you guys want. Maybe I'll release one per milestone. So 3,000 a book, 4,000 a book and a pop figure, 5,000 a book and action figures, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Right, I've got them here. Connor says, you have a store, didn't realise you were this entrepreneurial. I can't say it. Yes, we. Insert intelligent Pooh Bear meme.
Joe's got big.
Yes, and chunky. Which of the Doctors should be in the 60th anniversary? Definitely Capaldi, Smith, Tennant, Eccleston, all of them. Realistically, though, Capaldi, Smith, Eccleston, and Tennant. Where can we access all these fan films? So these fan films are actually on the channel. Obviously, the main ones from this book aren't actually released yet, and we can't properly film. Like Alistair and I would have filmed a lot of it already, but because we're stuck in quarantine, social distancing, corona, etc., we can't actually film the fan series at the moment. So, yeah, this book, spoilers. But you can access... let's find the right page. You can access The Return of Omega, The Sontaran's Master Plan. These fan films are up on the channel already. There's a playlist of them on my channel, I think. And The Sontaran's Master Plan, which was our recent Christmas special, is on the front page of my channel. But that might be changing soon because I think I'm going to put a theory video there because that more accurately represents the content I make at the moment. Right. Do you like hamburger? I prefer cheeseburger, but hamburger will do.
The flaming Sultaran just said, I just joined. What's happening?
Ah, is that flaming? Flaming Sultaran.
Yeah, oh, sugar, sorry, I didn't see it.
So, Flaming Sultaran, basically, this isn't a podcast. This live stream is here to sort of advertise our new podcast, which, Alistair, if you put that in the chat again, Pluto is a Planet podcast where we discuss nerdy, sci-fi, Doctor Who things. Yeah, go for that. Right, more questions. What would you rather eat? jelly babies or fish fingers and custard? Jelly babies any day. I don't like custard and I don't particularly like fish fingers, so I can't imagine that mixing them would be a good combination. Yeah.
Bob just asked, any way in the future we can be a part or help with these fan films?
That's a very actually me, like, I could discuss with Alistair maybe now or properly in depth later, and we could include the audience, because it would be great to have audience participation in these fan films, because it is a thing I've loved doing, and I've been doing this since I was in primary school, and Alistair's been doing it for many years with me, like making Doctor Who fan films, and we used to make Minecraft Doctor Who videos. Do you remember those?
Yeah, we used to do a lot of things, but they've all been deleted.
Yeah, goodbye. And that's probably for the better. Right, apart from Yaz, who is rumoured to join Torchwood? What character would you like to join Torchwood? As someone mentioned earlier in the live stream, Mickey and Martha would be great inclusions to have back into Torchwood. You could also have Ravioli and Ethan from The Timeless Children. Someone also mentioned the two girls roaming, whatever their names were, Jake, was it Ben from Praxius? Those lot, they could make a return in Torchwood. Or alternative, obviously Captain Jack, main one, but you could include many others.
Joe, have you seen Discord's Got Talent?
No. Actually, is that a Memulus?
This YouTuber, he made Discord's Got Talent, and
is that
people
Memulus
just came
or
on,
Willany, one of them?
and they showed their different talent. And we could maybe do like
we could
Discord
experiment.
auditions.
Yeah, that's actually it. We could do like Doctor. Actually, I've just thought of a way we can include you guys in the fan films. If you do alien voices or impressions, there's a lot of side characters and random aliens that can be spotted, similar to Star Wars, in the fan film. So we could give some voiceover parts to people from the comments. Like if you're up for it, comment on videos, etc. Comment on a community post. I'll let you know nearer to the time. But yeah, it would be great to have more audience participation, etc. What think in a battle, Daleks or Weeping Angels? Daleks would win somehow. Like, Weeping Angels can't touch the Dalek unless they touch the mutant, because I mean it's casing. Unless they can Weeping Angels send objects back in time? Like, they can send humans, but if they touch an object, will it go back in time? Because surely not, because if they touch a building, the building doesn't go back in time. Is there, like, a limit to their power? All the E-boys, bro. Oh, yes, E-boy. Okay, that's where the video is from then. Yes, no, I have watched it. James Marriott, Willany, Memulus, that lot. Yeah, they're brilliant YouTubers, by the way. Not Doctor Who YouTubers. If they did Doctor Who content, that would be brilliant. And I'm Alex, not forgetting that, man. I say man. If you played the Doctor, what would your iconic food be? Jelly babies, etc. I briefly had it in episode 1 of the fan series, then I just forgot to write it into all the other scripts. Sherbet lemons would be my doctory food. Those little, or lemon sherbets, whatever you want to call them, the little yellow sweet with sherbet in the middle, in old-fashioned British candy wrappers. I say candy, British sweet wrappers. Yeah, sherbet lemons would be great. What do you think Captain Jack was doing in Miracle Day, from Miracle Day to Fugitive of the Jadoon? I think he was going around the universe with Alonso, got married to Alonso. Alonso sadly died. Captain Jack was left. He then stole the ship from Fugitive of the Jadoon, raced to find the Doctor to tell her some big secret, and that's where we picked up from in Fugitive of the Jadoon. That would be a lovely little... They really need to bring back Torchwood. About... Should the Timeless Child episode play in a parallel universe? Yeah, that is my parallel universe theory. I personally would like that to be the case, because it's similar to Star Wars Episode 9. The more you think about it, the less enjoyable it is. But if you do just sit down and watch The Timeless Children, it's fun. It's a nice episode. But the implications of the Doctor being this immortal godlike being, yeah, they're not brilliant, are they? But I mean, that it's each their own opinion, really, because people can change. Also, if you're wondering, I've got the stream down here because my chat on the computer has just frozen for some reason. So, Type 40 TARDIS or Type 100. Not going to lie, I don't know the difference between the two. If you'd like to educate me on that, go ahead. What would a ranking of the Christmas specials be like? Oh, right. I'd say favourite, best Christmas special. See, this is controversial, but I actually love The Return of Dr. Mysterio. It's just a great parody of the superhero genre. It's fun. Capaldi's Doctor's great in it. Twice Upon a Time, I adore as well. Husbands of River Song's a bit meh. All the 11th Doctor Christmas specials, apart from the Time of the Doctor, his final episode, they're really quite bad. But the others, Tennant Era has the best. Christmas Invasion is a solid Doctor Who Christmas episode. What other ones are there? Voyage of the Damned, that's brilliant. Kylie Minogue should have stayed on full time as a companion. The Next Doctor, solid, not perfect, all right episode. It's just sort of mediocre, really. I'll see if I can refresh the page. I don't know why the chat is frozen on it. Right. It's not doing anything. I love lore and world building. As a movie, The Rise of Skywalker isn't great, but not awful. The contradiction to Star Wars lore makes it unbearable for me. Yeah, Rob McClory? I can't read. Yeah, that's a very valid point. I mean, the Force healing and all that is just atrocious. But once again, this is all talked about and discussed in our podcast, the Pluto is a Planet podcast. Go and check it out. It's in the chat somewhere. There'll be a link
Everywhere.
in videos. Yeah, everywhere basically. Pluto is a Planet podcast. Right. I don't know why the comments won't load on the computer. I don't want to refresh the page in case it stops the live stream. So yeah, I'm going to get them back up on my phone. It's weird seeing myself. Oh, the Pluto is a Planet podcast things are getting held for review each time. Right.
Wait, what's going on?
I can sort it now. The Pluto is a Planet podcast things are getting filtered out as spam, but I can sort it out.
Oh, nice.
I can
Yeah,
sort it.
that's why.
Yeah, that's why no one can find it. You can now see the podcast. Cheers. Right. What do you think is cool now, ties or ties? Bow tie. I'm assuming that means bow ties. Bow ties are cool. Always will be bow ties. Do I have a fez in this room that I could put on? No. The big question is, do I go and get a fez? Yes. I'll be back.
Right, you're left with me again. So all I can say is do go and check out Pluto as a Planet podcast. It is really good. It's full of really quite interesting people, and including this guy with the fez.
Yeah, it's the. I don't know how to wear this. That makes my forehead look slightly less big, but then, like,
Connor, yes, it is.
tell me in the comments what's the best way to wear this fez. Like this, or like this. Hellbent cameo. I look like a complete moron. Anyway, right. Reading the comments. Go check out our podcast. That's the podcast. The Doctor has infinite healing powers now that they have unlimited regeneration energy. Let's skip to the bottom of the track. Fezzes are cool. Third fez option. I'm assuming the third fez option is this. So, can I do it? Yes. This is top tier content. This is what you all subscribe for. Ooh. Boom. Right. Right. What is your favourite actor who should play the Doctor next? I don't actually know. I am going to be releasing a video on how I'd run Doctor Who I'd cast, casting. I'm taking this off. Casting, who I'd have, etc. in the role. Like, yeah, Doctor Who. Cool hat. Thank you, Paul Malley. That's alpha male. Be too easy for 12. Fez is a cool third Fez option like this. Also, RTD is disappointed he never made a sequel to The Image of Fendel. I would have loved that if he did make one. Yeah, I have. I'm assuming that's a classic story. Don't crucify me for not knowing this. I haven't watched all of Classic Who, but yeah, I read that somewhere in an article. He was going to make a sequel to a classic story, but never ended up doing that. Yeah. Bob has the exact same Fez. You have very good taste in clothes. I rejoined when you were balancing the Fez. I'm sorry you had to see that, Jamie. You know what? Yeah. Well, what other things are there in this room that I could... Right, here's a little story for you all. Way back, 2017, Rick and Morty Series 3 came out. I ordered online. I saw a bargain, and I thought I could just add a Rick and Morty plush to my collection of Rick from China. Paid my good money for it. This is what came in the post. Let that look into your soul. Tell me that's not horrifying. Tell me this is actually Rick Sanchez and not some sort of evil demon creature that kidnaps children. Look into its eyes. Look in. It.
That is terrifying.
It's even got an authentic rip-off label, and then some, what I'm assuming is, yeah, Chinese. Yeah, Fleming Sontaran, you should be scared. I mean, he's gone now. Jump scare. Actually, yeah. Good.
All right, I've got to go.
Stay there. Goodbye, Alistair. Thank you for joining me on the podcast. I'm going to wrap this. This is not a podcast. This live stream. I'm going to wrap the live stream up soon. Not just yet. Keep sending in some comments. Thank you for being here, Alistair. Greatly
Remember
appreciated.
to
follow.
Subscribe to Pluto the Planet.
Pluto's
so don't
Planet
forget
podcast.
Pluto is the planet.
Yes.
And also remember to send me the video once you're done. All right.
Yes.
See ya.
Also, the big question, Alistair, before you go, people tell us in the comments: is Pluto a planet? Because it's up for debate. Is it a dwarf planet? Is it a planet? What is Pluto? Is Pluto a planet? Go on, answering the question and follow the podcast.
Right. I'm waiting.
Which eye should I focus on first? That's a very good question for the terrifying Rick over there. There's also, hang on, speaking of terrifying, this pillow I got when I was in like way back primary school, Matt Smith era, crossed over from David Tennant here. I got this pillow for Christmas, and it's just my face in the time vortex from like 10 years ago. So, you know, that's terrifying. I think Alistair just left. Goodbye and thank you, Alistair. Right. What's your favourite Doctor Who channel? Now, I don't have a favourite, but some I'd recommend off the top of my head. I'm going to miss out some of the ones I love. Vote Saxon 07 is the best. Well, probably I can't say the best. He's a brilliant Who-tuber. Council of Geeks, Ace Creeper, the Who Addicts, they're good. Time of the Whovians United, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, that pillow gave me PTSD. Imagine how I have to feel living with it. If you were given the offer, would you play the Doctor in the official series? Yes. That would be the dream. Ugh, I feel like I need to cough, but I can't. Yeah, playing the Doctor in the actual official Doctor Who series would genuinely be the best opportunity of my life. And yeah, in an ideal world, right, here's my plan for my life if I had like control of time and space. I'd become the Doctor, do it like run for 6 or 7 years, come back for a few anniversary specials. Then when I'm older, I'd go on to actually write the show and yeah, write whatever, Doctor Who. My life centers around Doctor Who because I'm a nerd. But you know, right, saying Pluto isn't a planet because it's small is like saying I ain't human because I'm small. Feels bad, doesn't it? That's a very valid point, Rachel. Yeah, hashtag Pluto is a planet. Watch the podcast. I keep plugging this, but you know, that's ultimately why we're here. Favorite Master episode? That's a really good question. Sound of Drums, probably. That's phenomenal. But then I can't really class Spyfall Part 1 as a Master episode, but those final 5 minutes of Spyfall Part 1 with the Sash Dewan Master reveal are absolutely perfect. Like, this is a kind of controversial opinion that not many people seem to hold, but I genuinely think that is one of the best. And it just completely by surprise. I had no idea that Sasha was going to turn around and be, I am the master, and oh, and all this. Like, that's a genuinely phenomenal cliffhanger. So, End of Spyfall Part 1 or Sound of Drums is my favourite master episode. You're my favourite YouTube channel ever, says the Flaming Sontaran. Thank you so much. It really means a lot to know that people actually watch and like this content, because, yeah. Also, thank you all for subscribing, because it, like, the amount of subscribers I've gained in the past month is more than I had gained in 4 years of doing YouTube. So absolutely phenomenal that you all subscribe. Thank you all so much, and I'm really glad you're enjoying the content. Do you want to act as a career, or is it just Doctor Who? See, I'm genuinely, if you guys could advise me on my career path, that would be great. I genuinely don't know what I want to do, because for A-levels and options and things, I've taken media, philosophy, ethics, and drama, because I absolutely love acting, and I've acted all my life in school shows, in plays, etc., and fan series, like all these things. I love acting and love that side of things, but equally I love directing and telling actors what to do. Equally, I love producing and writing scripts. Equally, I love editing. So I'm sort of at a loss for which route to go down, because soon I'm going to have to go to universities and start picking out those options and stuff. And I don't actually know which route I'd like to take. If any of you have any like advice for this, that would be really more than welcome. You really deserve the rise in subs. Your content is really good. Thank you so much, Elizabeth Alice. That really means a lot. Favorite returning villains for Series 13? Skongo. Just Skongo is my default answer to everything now. That skit at the start of the last live was everything. Not too sure what you're referring to, but thanks. Cool Master. I've written all my life. Flaming Sontaran. Yeah, it's great to have a dream. The Pating monster should have been a weeping angel. That would have made a better episode in Series 11. Now, I'm going to defend this till the day I die. This is controversial. The Saranga Conundrum is a good episode. Like, I'm sorry, it is. I dislike most of Series 11, but I genuinely get quite a bit of enjoyment out of sitting down and watching the Pating devour a spaceship. Like, I genuinely think it's a solid episode. It's underrated, nowhere near perfect. It's like dinosaurs on a spaceship. It's just one of those episodes that's really fun to sit down and watch. It's like fluff. You can just absorb it. You don't have to think about it. It's, yeah. Would you rather be the Doctor or the Master? That's a very good question. Probably the Doctor, but equally I would absolutely love to play the Master. And I do, like, I'm quite good at doing psychotic evil, if I do say so myself. Because, you know, I am the actor of Skongo. Weeping Cyber, oh, message retracted. I wanted to act when I was younger and still have a passion for it, but I want to pursue a career in the media. The end goal is an executive producer on Doctor Who, says Marty Carlin. Now, yeah, that's absolutely fair enough. I'm sure one day, Marty, we'll see you being the producer of Doctor Who. Absolutely brilliant. Maybe I could be the Doctor, you could be the producer, we could get everyone else in the comments. We could, yeah, as a YouTube channel, let's start a new series of Doctor Who. As well, when I get the chance, I act and would love to be the Doctor. Yeah, I think it's a dream of so many fans to be the Doctor. And it, like Mr. TARDIS Reviews, that other brilliant YouTuber, posted a video quite a while back on how Doctor Who influenced his career path, because of Series 1 and the Eccleston era, he wanted to pursue a career in the media, which I think is the same for a lot of Doctor Who fans and TV producers. Even Stephen Moffat, Russell T Davies, Peter Capaldi, David Tennant, all these people can be linked back to wanting to be in Doctor Who, write Doctor Who, etc. I love when you say interwebs. Thank you, people of the interwebs. Hello, YouTube, and people of the interwebs. That's a slogan that only came into use because Horrendous voice break that. Back in 2017, Series 10, the best series of Doctor Who, I made a theory video that the first Doctor would return at the end of The Doctor Falls. I made that a week before it aired, and I was correct. And just because the algorithm is my friend, it promoted the video, and overnight it got 24,000 views. And in that video at the start, just by chance, I messed up and said, "Hello, YouTube and people of the interwebs." And yeah, it stuck from there, and I've used it ever since as my main intro. And I think it's quite a fun one. The Doctor's real name is Scongo. Yes, Tom Miller. Yes, it is. Spoilers. I've been looking for this entire time and cannot find the podcast channel. I will put a link in the community tab, etc. It's difficult to find. The Pluto is a Planet podcast. Yeah, sorry that it's difficult. I really should have prepared this better. Only because if those of you who were here at the beginning of the original live stream, I did start a podcast. I did start a live stream, and I had the podcast linked in the description, but it went wrong. I pressed some weird button, it kept delaying it, then this one popped up, and yeah, the podcast basically, it started from there. Right. More questions. What's your favourite Doctor? 12th Doctor, Peter Capaldi, from Lego to comics. Daniel Woodward. Would you want to have a Back to the Future inspired episode of Doctor Who? Funnily enough, I have written a Doctor Who, that is one of my upcoming videos, is how I would run Doctor Who. And there is a story based off Back to the Future where the main character is watching Back to the Future to start with, goes back and meets his parents. So, answer is yes. You've predicted what's to come in one of my upcoming videos. Would you want to have, just read that, I like the Pitting episode, says the Flaming Sontaran. Fair enough, I think it's brilliant. Confused Adipose from Dylan Shepherd. Favourite two-parter. The Doctor Falls, World Enough in Time. Ooh, I'm okay. You can do anything if you stick to it, says Thomas Anonymous. That's some very good life advice. And that's why I am going to stick to doing YouTube, because apart from being the Doctor and running the Doctor Who show, my ideal career path would be being a YouTuber, because the best part about it is that you get to do all the aspects of the media that I enjoy. You get to edit, create, act, script, etc., stage directions and whatever. Speaking of, I am going to be in a collaboration with the Time the Whovians United in the near future, which, yeah, it's a funny little skit, so check that out when it comes out. I'll alertify, is that a word? I'll alertify you. Sorry about that. Sorry. Lol, I wrote a Doctor Who episode about puppets coming from a picture in an art gallery. That is a very, very interesting concept. PM me, we will both run the show, lol. Yes, we will, Marty. And we can hire Weeping Cyber Dalek to do his art gallery idea. Hopefully I won't choke this time. I am great at pretending to be a crazy person. Jamie Radcliffe. I played the Doctor in a talent show once. Am I canon? Yes. Yes, you are. Jamie Radcliffe, you're the Doctor. Should they be a few Gallifrey episodes that plays before the Doctor sits the TARDIS? No, I don't. That's one thing I'm adamant on with Doctor Who. I don't want to see the origins fully of the Doctor. Like, we've got the TARDIS Child, that's pushing it far enough. We don't need to, like the hybrid from Series 9, that interfered with the whole Doctor running away from Gallifrey plot. Just leave it. Keep what's sacred, sacred. I really want to act in general. I've never wanted anything else in terms of careers. Oof. Well, Elizabeth Alice, as one of the other commenters said, just believe in yourself, do what you want to do. I don't know why I turned into a motivational speaker, but I'm sure you're good enough. As long as you believe in yourself and do what you want and practice with life, I'm sure you will result in a good career path and a happy career path of your choice. You've got to put the work in as well, from what I've heard. Obviously, I have no ground to stand on this because I'm only 17, so I don't have experience. Rob McClory says, depending on the uni, you could be able to try all of them. That's actually good to know. Thanks. Specialise in one as your main course, and then there'd be societies where you can try out the others. At my uni, you get trials with it. That's actually quite helpful. Thanks for that. Right. What do you think would win in a battle? Cybermen or Sontaran? Cybermen, probably. That's actually a very good question. I think they're kind of matched, maybe. I don't know. I'll have to ponder on that one. You already play the Doctor. The Doctor is Skongo. Yeah, that's very, very true. I am Skongo, because look at this nose. That nose is the nose of Skongo. Only an evil person could look like that. Flaming Sontaran has to go soon. Sorry to hear that. When you go, have a nice night. I'm probably going to wrap this thing up. We've been going for an hour and 45 minutes. Wow. Yeah. Right, I'm going to try and get through the end of these questions. Have you seen the deleted scene where the Doctor gave the Metacrisis Doctor a piece of TARDIS so he can grow his own? Yes, I have, and I really think that should have been canon, but yeah, it's not, so oof. Apparently, Alex Kingston knows the Doctor's real name. Do you believe this is true? Now, I think Riversong, the character, well, she does. It's definite. It's confirmed. It's canon in the show that Riversong knows the Doctor's name. Alex Kingston, on the other hand, no. No one actually knows the Doctor's name, and I don't think any showrunner has ever come up with the Doctor's name that is actually classed as canon. It's all basically just for fun and for references and stuff. Right. More questions. Goodbye, Flaming Sontaran. Alex Kingston knows everything. Right. What do you think of the Daleks still having Time Lord DNA in their veins, meaning they are technically two species with Time Lord DNA? Now, I'm probably forgetting something, but where did the Daleks have Time Lord DNA from? Is that the Doctor from Magician's Apprentice and Witch's Familiar? I'm probably remembering this wrong, so do correct me in the chat. Don't die on live stream, big oof. That'll be from when I was choking. I'm way behind on the chat. I'll try and not die. I might regenerate. You might get a new confused adipose if I do choke to death. Stop dying. Do you like make-up words? I think you've already used about 10 that aren't in the dictionary. Yes, I do. I am an inventor of words. What was that word I used earlier? Already forgotten it. Did you almost regenerate? Yeah. Alertify goes well with the interwebs. Yeah, oh, that was it. Alertify interwebs. What other words are there? I need to write my own dictionary. I could sell that alongside the Doctor Who series, fan film, book thing. Right. Do you think we should have different strains of Cybermen whose design represent the environment which they came from, like having aquatic Cybermen from a water planet? That is a very good idea, because you could have each part of like natural disasters on Mondas and different things and all these different Cybermen, like Time Lord Cybermen, etc. Yeah, that would work really, really well. If you were the Doctor, what food would your Doctor have? I did answer this briefly earlier. I would have sherbet lemons, the British sweet. Basically, yeah, sherbet lemons. It's kind of a reference to Dumbledore from Harry Potter as well, because I'm pretty sure in the first chapter of Privet Drive or whatever, Dumbledore has sherbet lemons in his pocket. My phone is about to run out of charge, so when it does, I will wrap up the live stream. Do you think you'll play the upcoming Doctor Who games? Possibly. If that's something you guys would like to see, I could definitely invest in some of the games. I'm not actually an avid video game player as such. Like, that's one of the things I just never have really been interested in. I played Minecraft, but that's about it. Like, no Fortnite, etc. But yeah, I could probably give that a go. He's been here from the beginning, says Dylan Shepherd. Well, you have. Thank you, Dylan Shepherd. Glad you stuck around and found this entertaining. Thanks, mate, for putting out all the amazing and crazy content on the internet during this weird time. You're making a huge difference to this community and a great role model to look up to. Thank you very much. That really means a lot. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying the content. Hello, says William Lawrence from 4 minutes ago. Hello, William. Elizabeth Alice, that was actually motivating. my motivational speech earlier. Glad it helped. Thanks everyone thanks for everything you're doing. Thank you, Lapis God 34. Glad you're enjoying the content and stuff. Don't stop. Do you like ice cream? Yes, I love ice cream. I've had ice cream today, vanilla, but my favourite ice cream, the best pudding has got to be chocolate brownie warmed with chocolate sauce and chocolate ice cream to go with it. Yeah, that's just, it is. It's fact. Don't argue. You want to fight? I'm not bothered. Should Jo Martin return in the 13th season? Yes, she should. That would be brilliant. She should have a season of her own. Like, let's just go fully out there. Show us a bit of your collection, says Jack Plays. I can't. Sorry, I'm in the other room. Collection's that way. Yeah, you can see it on my channel. I did a collection tour recently, so go and check that out. Don't ban me, by the way, William Lawrence. Why would I ban you? I'm not going to ban you. The producer at this time said he could be. Oh, I can see why. No, I don't know. There's some very aggressive people here. These are all held for review, though, so it's all good. What do you think would win in a battle, Silurians or the Silence? The Silence, because the Silurians would look at them, turn away, forget them, then be killed. So, yeah. Do you think that the one of the first Doctor appearances episode... What? Not sure what that comment said. There's some beef going on in this chat. I'm like a few minutes behind, but guys, calm down, chill. Everyone's civil here. Be happy. Just be kind, in the words of the 12th Doctor. Don't fight each other. Who do you think would win? Done that. Pluto is a planet show. Yes, Rachel, this live stream is a constant plug. This Doctor Who fan series book, speaking of plugging, also the podcast, I can't remember the name. Pluto is a Planet podcast. This is a plug. Go and follow. Yeah, even though you can't find the channel because I'm useless. Right. Sherbet Lemons is also the password for his office staircase. Yes, Connor, that's where it comes from as well. Forgot that. Thanks for the Harry Potter reminder. Harry Potter's great. I've never actually made a Harry Potter video on the channel, to my memory or knowledge. If it's something else you'd like to see, please do let me know. There's Stranger Things and Doctor Who sort of things that I could do as well. So, well, I do Doctor Who anyway. It's a bit stupid. Right. Sherbet Lemons with Coke in the centre for the most hardcore Doctor Who. I don't think we should have cocaine in Sherbet Lemons, but I mean, maybe if that's what you're into, go for it. I'm not advertising that, by the way. Don't do drugs, kids. Don't. What do you think would win? We've had this. He's so behind on the chat. Yes, I am. You said that 5 minutes ago, and now I'm finding it. Sorry about that. Stop arguing. William and Thomas. Yes, says Sarah Glover. I don't actually know what's going on, but civil. Who do you think would win? We've had this question 400 times. Jo Martin was a quality Doctor. Yes, she was. Daniel Cahoons, thank you, and I'm glad you love the live stream. We need to make peace. Yes, I'm really behind. What do you think would win? Oh my gosh, we've had this question 400 times. Also, happy VE Day. Yes, happy VE Day, everyone. Memories of war, etc. That was weird, but yeah. Is it weird that I agree with everything he likes? No, it means you're an incredibly awesome person. Everyone's opinions are awesome. I sound like some sort of weird motivational video from a school. Blue coat, beef news coat. I'm going to nod. Yeah. Thomas Lawrence. No more drama. Another Doctor Who movie as a joke, but they don't announce it. Paul McGann, again, in another movie until he shows up on screen. From that, I can infer you want Paul McGann back. Yes. Very good. Oh, I'm so tired. But I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going until my phone runs out of charge because yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying the stream and I want to keep going. Great video. I enjoyed your content. They look amazing. Helping one another in the community is the best thing. I'm assuming that's talking about this, but I'm going to stop plugging now. Right. Thanks, mate, for the wonderful content you've created. Mark my words. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're enjoying. Let's scroll past the drama. They were infused with the Doctor's regen energy via Davros. Yes, so the Magician's Apprentice, which is familiar. What do you think would win in a battle, Dreamlord or Marwater? Oh, Marswater. The Marswater. The what's it called? What's the episode? The Waters of Mars. The flood creatures. They would definitely win against the Dreamlord. The Party Doctor. What do you think would win in a battle? We've had this question again. You need to watch the live chat replay tomorrow to read all the comments. Stop beefing, says Elizabeth Alice. And you're right, stop beefing. I'll stop now. Right. Rachel, again. The fact I've been on this live stream for over an hour shows how little I have to do in quarantine. That's very true. And the fact that I keep doing the live stream shows how very little. But I'm glad you're on the live stream. You're more than welcome to be here. Do you know Captain Jack isn't his real name? Yes, I do, because that's from the Torchwood episode Captain Jack Harkness. And he kisses the real Captain Jack, takes his name. I don't know whether I like that change to canon. I mean, it doesn't... Did we ever find out Jack's real name? And also, hang on, if Jack isn't actually called Jack, why does Gray call him Jack when Gray is his long-lost brother who wouldn't have known him at the time that he changed his name to Jack? Have I just found a Torchwood plot hole, or am I being stupid? Probably a bit of both. Do you think River Song should have her own show thing? Sure, go for it. Any Doctor Who spin-offs welcome in my book. Yes, I was on one for 3 hours the other day. Yes, come on, guys, we can make this 3 hour. We're almost at 2 hour mark. Yeah, we're gonna hit 2 hours. We've got to. We started off with 6 people on Discord, and now it's just down to me. I am the last man standing. That could be called to do a Harry Potter fan film. Is the fan film going to be set in the early years of Hogwarts? That's a good idea, actually. If you would be interested in Harry Potter fan films and stuff, I know my sister is like an avid Harry Potter fan. She's got lots of wands and props and cloaks that we could use, Hedwig, etc. So, you know. More episodes on New Earth, so there's actually stakes, and they obviously can't destroy real Earth. That's a fair point as well, because it does become kind of meaningless, the fact that we've seen the Earth die so many hundreds of times. What's your favourite companion? Now, if you ask me this on any day, it almost certainly changes. My favourite dynamic is the 12th Doctor, Bill Potts and Nardole. There's just something really magical about them on screen. But then, if you ask me tomorrow, it could be Rose Tyler. Then you ask me again, it could be Martha. Then it could be Donna. Then it could be not Amy and Rory. They're all right, but they're not up there. Clara see, this is controversial as well, but I absolutely love Clara and Matt Smith from Series 7B, like Day of the Doctor, all that era. And I think they're really, really strong together, but people seem to hate it. Jack's real name is in Big Finish. It's Giota something Thane. Well, that's interesting. I cannot say that, and probably never will. I'm almost catching up on the chat. Petition for an overnight podcast for all of us sad twats who have nothing to do. Yes, right. If we eventually hit 5,000 subscribers, I'm going to do what Rachel Cuthbert says: have an overnight live stream. See how many people keep watching. I mean, we've maintained a solid 30 to 40 viewers on this pod. I keep calling this a podcast. It's not a podcast. On this live stream, which that's actually quite decent. Thank you all for watching once again. Hogwarts was closed due to coronavirus, so they can do spells through the laptop screens on the Zoom call. I see. Intellectual, I see. If you could choose the best figure in your collection, what would it be? Am I allowed to count a TARDIS? Because the 13th Doctor's TARDIS or the 12th Doctor's TARDIS, then those two figures are on point. Fam. If you could choose to be what are your fave films outside of Doctor Who? So my favourite childhood film, which not many people seem to have heard of or is Return to Oz, which you've all heard of The Wizard of Oz, I presume. It was a Disney sequel based on the L. Frank Baum books, where the villain's the Gnome King, and there's the Gump and Jack Pumpkinhead and all this stuff. Yeah, I absolutely loved the film Return to Oz, which, yeah, that seems to be a controversial. I have lots of controversial opinions. Other favourite films, I love Star Wars, Harry Potter. I've seen some of the Marvel ones, they're pretty good. Trying to think what else. Films. Titanic is a classic. Right. More drama. If they make another version of Harry Potter and asked for you, who would you play? Oh, that's a very interesting question. One character I've always wanted to play. Obviously, I'd need to be so much older, but I would love to play Dumbledore. Like, yeah, it would just be great. I mean, I fit the physical description as well. Like, if I had white hair, got the crooked nose, the British posh voice, like, yeah, I want to be Dumbledore. It's a weird sentence. Right. Why? Stop arguing, people. Just calm down. Do you remember Craig Owens from the Matt Smith era? James Corden in Doctor Who? Yeah, that was once again controversial, but I really liked it. I don't know if that was controversial. Maybe, maybe not. More drama. They never explained how the Doctor and Clara survived the name of the Doctor. That's true. But to be honest, I don't think it would have been a very fun thing to get them out of, because it would have sort of, yeah, I don't know, because they've reached a writer's block at that point. There's no easy solution, no switch over. We've made it to 2 hours. Way, there's no easy solution to that. So I don't know. How much is the book? I'm not plugging it. It was asked in a question. So this book, I haven't actually yet released them for sale or whatever. I'm going to do a giveaway when we hit 3,000 subscribers of one of the books. If I were to sell them, I think they cost about £15 to make. So I wouldn't make much profit, but I enjoy doing it creatively. So I'd probably sell them for about £16, £17. I don't know if that's pricey. I don't know if you'd be interested. But yeah, it's hours of work gone into these, so hopefully you'd be up for it, or you could win one in the giveaway. Right. Everyone just report them. More drama. Mine's 11th Doctor and a fez because they're cool. Yes, fezzes are cool, as we have established many times. I shall wear this until the next question. Also, this fez was worn by Matt Smith, so you are looking at the fez that the 11th Doctor himself has put on his hair. And he put it onto my head, and from that day on, I became a believer in the Doctor. I don't know what that was. Right, genuinely, people in the comments, please stop arguing. Just stop talking to each other, okay? I don't want to ban anyone from the live stream, but if you keep spamming it with rude things, I am going to have to take you away. And I know none of you want that, so yeah. Right. Yikes. One more question. What part of the UK are you from? I don't want to give away my exact location, but somewhere in the middle, towards the middle, anyway. You could play Teenage Dumbledore in a fanfiction. You just need a Grindelwald and his siblings. That's very true, actually. I could. I'd love to play a Teenage Dumbledore. Yo, kids, you need to calm down. What's with all the beef? It's very true. Super God, yes, we are trying to watch while you are. So I'm hoping it's stopped now because I am slightly behind once again on the chat. Paul McGann would have been better than John Hurt, says Tom Miller. Yeah, I've got to agree with that. Paul McGann is genuinely phenomenal. And also, this is controversial. Hurt did well with what he was given. And I know he's not supposed to be the Doctor, but yeah, he wasn't necessarily perfect or right for the part. They just wanted a big name actor to put in the 50th. You still here? Wow. Yes, Oscar Alexandro. I've been here for the past 2 hours and 4 minutes exactly. Right. The only Doctor Who live stream with the world's worst beef would include the word freak. Yeah, that's true. Right. What's your favourite story of each main villain? Dalek, Cyberman, Master, Weeping Angel. Right. Favourite Dalek story has got to be Stolen Earth and Journey's End. Weeping Angel story is Blink. Cyberman story, the Doctor Falls / the World Enough in Time. What else is there? The Master story, I answered this earlier. Probably Sound of Drums or the end of Spyfall Part 1. Just the end, because it's phenomenal. What Hogwarts house would you like to be in? I'm not actually sure. I've been put in Hufflepuff every time I've tried. So, yeah, probably Hufflepuff. It sort of seemed to suit my personality. You'd be very interested in purchasing a book, says Lapis God 34. That's great. I'm glad of that. Thanks. Yeah. Iconic, you got baptized by Matt Smith. Indeed I did. Amen. Amen. If 30 people bought your book, that's quite a lot of money. That's very true. I think I am going to start selling them. When we reach 3,000, I'm going to do a giveaway of one to announce them, and then I'm going to start selling them. Sorry about the typo above. Ooh, I must have missed your comment. Sorry about that. Stop drama. If you would dye your hair a colour, what would it be? So I wouldn't, but if I had to, I'm going to go boring and just say blonde. Blonde with dark streaks, kind of like the 13th Doctor, but a lot shorter. Most overrated story. Ooh, the most overrated Doctor Who story. This is difficult. That's a good question, actually. There's definitely a few which I think are overrated, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. It'll probably come to me. Series 1 solid all the way through. Series 2, that the whole series is far too overrated. Like, that's a controversial opinion. Yeah. Don't want to give too much away, but in a series ranking video, which is hopefully coming out sometime in the near future, I do rank Series 2 as my least favourite of all Doctor Who. Obviously, it's still good, and I love it because I love all Doctor Who, but I think Series 2 as a whole is quite overrated. Love your videos, says the Nintendo Freaks. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoy it. It means a lot. Hufflepuff gang, rise up. Yes, come on, Hufflepuffs. Right. Would you think would win in a battle Ice Warrior or Jadoon? Okay. Ice Warrior versus Jadoon. Jadoon, because they have. But then again, the Ice Warriors have those weird guns from the Empress of Mars that turn people into weird little balls of hair. No, that's the Zygons. They turn them into square boxes. Right. Also, I'm really sorry about the chat. I cannot stop the spam because my moderators have gone and my chat on the computer has frozen. So I'm just going to ask you once again, please stop spamming the chat with arguments. Just leave each other alone and be kind. What villains do you think should return in the future? Sea Devils, Sea Devils, Sea Devils. What are we doing during quarantine? Any advice for someone with nothing to do but binge Doctor Who? Continue binging Doctor Who. No, yeah, do something creative as well, because that always seems to help, like, whenever I'm feeling down or whatever in lockdown or pressure of schoolwork, etc. Just do something creative, do something fun, go outside, go for walks. That always seems to help. Find like a nice field or farmland to walk through, and yeah, that should help you in lockdown. Write your own Doctor Who script or make fan films or make YouTube videos like I'm doing now. It's like a fun thing to keep your mind going in quarantine. What do you think of the War Games? So that's the second Doctor's big final outing. I haven't actually seen it, so sorry about that. I've seen bits of it, and it seemed really good. And I love the ending regeneration bit with the, no, I can't regenerate into him, he's too old, he's too ugly, etc. I think it's definitely a serial I will check out. Gridlock is an overrated episode. Yes. No, maybe, possibly, I don't know. Right. Series 2 is highly overrated. Yes, it is. What videos are coming up? So we've got tomorrow Torchwood and why 2020 is the perfect time for it to return. We've got the podcast. Once again, I'm going to plug it because why not? The Pluto is a Planet podcast. Links will be out tomorrow, etc. to videos and stuff. Fallon Davies says, hi, thanks for being an inspiration for my life recently and love your vids and be happy. thank you very much. That's a lovely comment. I really enjoy and like support, and it really makes me feel happy to know that people actually enjoy the content. Elizabeth Alice asks, who was your first Doctor? Now, my first Doctor was Matt Smith as the 11th Doctor. I did watch Tennant, but I never fully watched the show, if that makes sense. Like, the name of the channel, The Confused Adipose, comes from the fact that the first ever Doctor Who episode I actually watched was the Partners in Crime Adipose episode, but I didn't become fully invested in Doctor Who until the Matt Smith era. Are they flirting or fighting? That's a very, very good question, and I do not know the answer. Martin Richard Foote, he asks, what real-life people would you like to see in Doctor Who? Like how they've done Agatha Christie, Vincent van Gogh, Laurel and Hardy. That would be great. Real-life people I'd like to see in Doctor Who. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the live stream, L. Frank Baum, the writer of The Wizard of Oz, I'd love to see an episode with him. Like, I don't know why, but he just seems like an interesting old-fashioned writer. He's an obscure character that kids could learn history about. Martin Luther King, he was briefly in Rosa, but a full episode about him I think could be really, really interesting. Right, what else is there? Favourite Doctor Who Christmas special? Oh, it's difficult. I don't know. Probably Twice Upon a Time. Not because it's the best, but just because it's like, it's the farewell to my Doctor, Peter Capaldi. So probably Twice Upon a Time. I don't know, it's a nice epilogue to all that's come before. Yeah. The show should tackle more cryptids. I can't read that. Like the Mothman, the Jersey Devil, and things like that. Yes, they should actually. And once again, sorry to plug the podcast, but in the podcast we have a segment about urban legends such as the Mothman and ghosts and that sort of otherworldly spirituality, whatever thing. We have discussions on those. So yeah, I would love to see Doctor Who tackle the Mothman. That could actually be a really, really interesting episode. Right. Would you ever make any changes to the sonic screwdriver? I'm not sure what capacity you mean, but yeah, there's certainly room to update and change things. I really want a Sonic that has, like a... See, I sound like I'm describing Jodie's Sonic, but I'm not. A crystal that's orange on the end of it. I don't want it to be rugged like stone, like Jodie's, and I want it to be a brighter orange, if that makes sense. It would be cool to see the Doctor collect things on adventure and then show them up around the TARDIS throughout the series. That's very true. I'm pretty sure in Classic Who and in some of the Capaldi stories, they had elements crop up now and again from like bits and bobs that companions had put on the side. Like I think Nissa's room has things from season 19 and 20 just scattered throughout it, and each time we see them, they have more things. If you was to rank all the episodes, what would they be? I cannot rank all the Doctor Who episodes right now, but I rank them in a way. Right, Walshy Studios Animation and Stop Motion asks, if you were to sum up each season in one word, what would you use? Modern Who Series 1 to Series 12. Okay, that's a very good question, and I'm going to try and answer that at immense speed. So, Series 1, fantastic. Series 2, meh. Series 3, masterful. Series 4, oh my god, it's beautiful. That's more than one word, but let me have it. Series 5, alright. Series 6, complex. Series 7, brilliant. Series 8, shouty. Series 9, yeah. Series 10, perfect. Series 11, alright. Series 12, intriguing. Right. I would love to see the Silurians back. What do you think? Yep, Silurians and Sea Devils, Civil Right, we need the Silurians and Sea Devils to come back. Silurians are back because of global warming. Sea Devils are back because of pollution and plastic in the ocean. Sea Devils, Silurians come back, join forces, take over the Earth. That would be an ideal Doctor Who story that I would love to see. Do you think Davros might die in Revolution of the Daleks, hence the name Revolution? Maybe. I mean, it's not even confirmed Davros is actually back. It's just a theory that many people have. I think he could be back, but yeah, you don't know. Rowan Nui says, shout out my channel, please. I'm so close to 1k subs. Go on if you're in the mood. He does content like Fortnite and stuff. So yeah, if you really like that sort of thing, subscribe to Rowan Nui. I don't know. Bye. Please stop. This is grim. Oh, more drama. They didn't stop. I think they're trolls at this point, so just don't engage with them because they're offering each other marriage proposals. So, yikes. What is your opinion on pears? Never eat pears. They're too squishy and make your chin wet. Bad. No pears. No. No. Right. Who's your dream actor to play the Doctor? Myself. No, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That will be said in a video, my casting decisions for Doctor Who. I'll get that properly back. What do you think the 60th anniversary should entail? Omega needs to come back, a multi-master team-up, all these sort of things. What's your favourite Skongo story? Skongo and the Bongos is an absolute classic. Skongo is the timeless child. Yes, yes, he is. That's not even questionable. Do you have any Doctor Who headcanons? Nah, not really. I rank the stories in a way. Very informative. Yeah, that is my brilliant speech pattern, brilliant way of informing all of you. Did you ever see that thing about how the BBC was in early stages of a Harry Potter crossover for the 2007 Christmas episode? I always like to think that the Doctor might have got stuck in a Harry Potter book. Yeah, was that something to do with Stephen Fry, or am I mixing up two stories? I think I might be mixing up two stories, but that would have been brilliant, seeing Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling, because it was at the peak of its popularity, Harry Potter, back in 2007. Films were coming out, the books were coming out. Yeah. Yeah. Throat is getting really dry, and I'm out of water again. I've had 5 glasses of water throughout this It's not a podcast, throughout this live stream. Right, when it gets to 2.5 hours, I think I'm going to stop. How much percent has this got? I don't know. I'm not going to stop anytime soon. I'm going to keep going. But, would you ever do a video or essay on Series 10? Because I think they are very underrated. I have done a video essay on Series 10 of Doctor Who. It's called Why Series 10 is the Perfect Series. So go and watch that if you want. That would be greatly appreciated. Who do you think the 14th Doctor should be? Not too sure. Dalek communists. Ah, see.
Hello?
Hello. Artie, are you back?
Artie, that's an offensive.
Oh, Alistair. Hello, Alistair. Alistair's joined the live stream again. Hang on. Welcome back. So, for all of you people who have no idea who Alistair is, this podcast. It's not a podcast. This live stream started because we are promoting our new podcast, the Pluto is a Planet podcast. Alistair's one of my co-hosts on that podcast. So yeah, he's
brilliant.
Back.
Well worth it. Well worth it.
Right. How do you feel about the Doctor Who rewatches? I think they're absolutely brilliant. Yeah, Alistair, have you been rewatching any Doctor Who episodes in quarantine?
Unfortunately not. I've been focusing on finishing the Clone Wars, which was quite recently.
Fair enough.
And called 4th of May. And
Star Wars Day.
Watch my Star Wars films. Rewatch them. I'll probably eventually.
Yeah. Right. I think the audio for you should be sorted. I think I might have had it too loud a second. Right. More questions. When I was a little kid, I thought horseradish was made from real horses. It is. That's a fact. Not clickbait. Jack Plays, please shout out my channel. Yeah, subscribe to Jack Plays. He's got a Dalek Sec as his profile picture. Alpha male. Right. We'll only accept Bradley James as the companion for Colin Morgan. Gotta bring back the top. How do you feel about Omega being in the Timeless Children? Yeah, it's not actually. Is it an inference or is it confirmed from that script thing? Once again, that's the video Ace Creeper posted that I haven't actually watched yet, but it's in my watch later, so I will watch it after this live stream. Right. How many times has he called it a podcast? It's about 10,000. I think that's an understatement. I've called this a podcast more times than 1,000. Dr. Falls / World Enough and Time is my favourite story personality. Fair enough. Alistair, what would you say your favourite Doctor Who story is?
Story, like episode, you mean?
Yeah, or overarching plot. Anything like that.
Just trying to think. I did quite like. Oh, it's such a hard choice.
Yeah, it is.
Because I'm thinking of all the Matt Smith ones. Because
yeah,
but
like
there is not
Doctor.
like one that I can pinpoint of being like my favorite. I did quite like Wife of the Doctor or something like that. When
the Doctor's wife.
Yeah. When TARDIS gets transferred into a body,
that
was
one
quite
is
funny.
an absolute classic.
I like that. It was quite funny.
Right. So
yeah, I do quite like the Ponds and Matt Smith together.
Yeah,
that's quite a good.
All the companion dynamics are really quite strong throughout the whole of like all the series. Anyway, we'll move on with the chat because I'm very far behind. I've been rewatching Gravity Falls now. It's on Disney Plus. Such an amazing series. Well, yeah, that's
Gravity
great.
Falls is very, very good.
Yeah. Also, in the span of this, I'm not going to call it a podcast. This live stream, I've been told by my sister when I went to get a drink, we're now getting Disney Plus, so you know I can binge Mandalorian, etc. Right.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sister. Would you do Unit spin-off series as a fan film? Maybe. It's a possibility. I mean, Alistair, would you be up for that?
Spin-offs?
Yeah, from the fan series like Unit and that sort of stuff.
Yes.
Torchwood.
That'd be. I'd quite like to see like a. Like I know this sounds weird, but maybe you don't star in it. You more become like a producer of it.
Yeah. And
you like that. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Because you always get other people to do it for you, and I know it isn't what you like vision.
Yeah.
But if you do it yourself, you.
Yeah, that's very true.
You can make something really
cool.
cool.
Take a
but you just need.
Yeah.
You just need more. I think we just need to be better trained as actors before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because most of
the cast does A-level drama for the fan films anyway. So hopefully we've got the quality in there. Right. Let's keep reading through the comments. What if Tecteun is the hybrid? She gene spliced herself with the child's regeneration ability. She was pretty much human before and now has DNA of something new. Very good theory. Eilish Jamie says, in a parallel world, we are all canon doctors. Very true. According to the Timeless Children, anyone, anywhere, ever could be a doctor. So, you know, we're all doctors in spiritually. Spiritually, we're all doctors. Right, Nerd Den. What advice would you give to a Doctor Who YouTuber? I started posting in January and was wondering how you would suggest to progress. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of August. Now, Nerd Den, I have watched a few of your videos. I'm going to shout out to Nerd Den. If you haven't seen his channel already, go and check it out, subscribe, help him get to his goal of 1K. That would be greatly appreciated from me, myself, and I. But the advice I'd give, basically, this sounds strange, but it's all about the title that you use for a video. You don't want to clickbait too much, but you want there to be an element of shock and urgency to watch the video. You want to make people look at the title and look at the thumbnail and go, wow, I need to find out more. When they click on the video, you don't want it to disappoint them. You don't want it to be misleading or complete lies. you want it to be engaging because you've got them to click through, and then you need the watch time to survive in the YouTube algorithm. So yeah, also advice like sub for subbing and that sort of thing. Don't attempt that. Don't do that because it never gets anyone anywhere. Like I've known channels who've tried sub for subbing and it really doesn't work. It results in badness. So yeah, don't sub for sub. Keep making content. You will improve as the years goes on, as the years go on. But yeah, stick to
Yeah,
good
I
titles.
did sub for sub for my Instagram,
Yeah,
and
ultimately,
it's
it doesn't
only
get active
now I've
followers.
realised the implications of it,
Yeah,
and it's almost like you have to, and you feel really bad. You've got to
yeah, because
unsubscribe them,
you haven't sort
and
of,
then you go and sometimes you lose over like a quarter
yeah, because
of
the main sort of
how many
moral,
people you followed, and it
ethical,
really does affect
yeah,
you.
the problem with it is that they're not actually following you. They're not actual fans of you. And if anything, it demeans other people who've worked hard to achieve subscribers if you just build up a subscriber base through lies.
Yeah.
So never sub for sub, guys.
I've recently just stopped,
Yeah.
and you just actually, I've stopped for a while, but you only just come to realise, you still do get followers. Like I still get 11 followers a day on average, which isn't bad.
Yeah,
it's much slower than it was. Like in my first, I think it was in my first 5-6 days, I got 600 followers, which is really, really good. But it's
it's a tricky process that needs to be
real.
done.
It doesn't
correct.
feel real.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Alistair, this is a question that you could answer. Elizabeth Alice asks, Mandalorian or the Clone Wars?
Oh no.
These are the big
questions. Can you ask him?
Elizabeth, it's a her.
Actually, I can ask him, but you have to read the comments because I can't read comments. Which like series of the Clone
Probably
Wars?
not because
you can't judge it all.
We are in the chat. I'm reading from about 10 minutes ago. I'm very behind. So, which would you go for, Mandalorian or Clone Wars in general?
You can't really judge it because there's only one series of Mandalorian. There's a ton of Clone Wars.
Fair enough.
And Mandalorian is good just because of it. It's new, fresh. There's never been anything like it. And they've done a really good job. And Clone Wars because it is honestly awesome.
Fair enough.
And everyone loves it.
Right. Connor Crickwell says, once you've watched all of Mandalorian, call me. I want to know your opinions. I will. And Connor, you could probably be a guest on the podcast and review Mandalorian with the rest of us because we do film reviews at the end of each Pluto as a Planet podcast. So yeah, Connor, join us. It'd be great. Drop me DM and I'll add you.
Do we know Connor?
Yeah, he used to secondary school. We used to go together, but obviously we left. So yeah, right.
Cool.
Wasn't the hybrid confirmed to be the Doctor and Clara? It's heavily implied. It's never fully said, unless I'm wrong. I kinda wanna canon Timeless Child regen because one looks like me when I was younger. Fair enough. What's your favourite Doctor and companions? Bill, not all, Peter Capaldi. I replied before saying Tecteun being the Doctor, as otherwise it would be the Master Destroyer before. Gee, thank you. Do you have a crush companion? Not really. Alistair probably does.
Me?
Yeah. Do you have a crush on a Doctor Who companion?
God, no, not really.
That's a safe, secure internet answer.
Archie most probably does.
yeah.
Archie's most probably all over.
Captain Jack. Right. Moving on.
What's her name? The short, stubborn one.
Clara.
Matt Smith.
Clara, yeah.
Cara, yeah.
Clara, not.
It's literally like the female version of Artie.
I wouldn't say that. Right, moving on. In my opinion, they should bring back hashtag Save the Day for the 60th. Very true. It's a good hashtag. Iconic. Let's go with it. We prefer it being Cyber Time Lords. He's talking about how a title that commands you to watch and clearly works is join us. Yeah. The title of this live stream. I said it right. I said live stream, not podcast. The title of this live stream basically came about because the original one didn't work, so I just quickly typed this in to meet the time scheduled. And yeah. Hello, peoples of the internet, interwebs. I exist. Hashtag Matt Smith. Hashtag yes. Hello there. Hello there. Oh, it's you. My favourite story arc from the classic is the Three Doctors, where all the incarnations help each other. Da, 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 da. Very true. I absolutely love the Three Doctors. 3 Doctors, 5 Doctors, Dave the Doctor. Absolutely brilliant stories. Right. Eyeless Jamie, does that you're a fan of me because you follow me on Twitter? Sure, I'm a fan of you, I think, probably, yeah. Right, Mark de Bomb 64. The Master would have been a good twist too, but he doesn't desire to receive the Time Lords, yet the Doctor does. Tecteun created the Time Lords, so would try her best to keep it alive. Not gonna lie, I read that and didn't listen to what I said, but yeah. Least favourite classic season. Now, to be honest, I haven't watched a lot of Classic Who, so I can't fully say. Yeah, that. Yeah, the one I can't. The original series. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm not sure. I haven't watched it enough to make a fair judgment. Num the Hufflepuff asks, what is your favourite episode in series 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc.? Favourite episode from series 1, Parting of the Ways. Series 2, Girl in the Fireplace. Series 3, Sound of Drums. Series 4, Journey's End. Series 5, Big Bang. Series 6, Good Man Goes to War. Series 7, Day of the Doctor. Series 8, The Caretaker. Series 9, Series 9, Face the Raven. That is a brilliant. Oh, I love Face the Raven. Clara's death is so sad and perfect. Series 10, probably The Doctor Falls. Series 11, Kablam, maybe. Series 12, Fugitive of the Jadoon. Right. Would you rather see Series 1 with Paul McGann or Series 2 with Christopher Eccleston? You can't replace Christopher Eccleston. He was brilliant in the role, and yeah, I'm glad Eccleston played the Ninth Doctor. Alistair, have you watched much of the Ninth Doctor's run?
No.
Fair enough.
I've literally this is how late I came into Doctor Who. I first started watching like when they came out on the BBC for like first time was Matt Smith.
Yeah.
Like the whole reason why I think I was so attached to Matt Smith is because he's the first person who I watched.
Yeah, the first face this face
But
saw.
I most probably would have liked people like David Tennant more.
Yeah.
But
that's a lot of people of our generation like hold David Tennant as the god tier because he was the one that everyone watched when they were in school. Like I can remember.
Yeah,
Artie.
I came a lot later. I came like year 6 time.
Yeah.
And that's when he was about.
Right. So, Time Lord Victorious could be a Rose prequel about the Ninth Doctor starting off with searching for Gallifrey and realising that it was destroyed until years later when he saves it. Yeah, that's a good idea, good theory. General Kenobi. I'm so behind. This is like five minutes ago. Want a riddle, says Emily Barnett. Yes, Emily, give us a riddle. That would be fun. A fine addition to my collection, says General Grievous. Your favourite plot twist? Right. If it wasn't spoiled, it would definitely be the Master, Missy, and Bill turning into a Cyberman from the end of Series 10. But because it was spoiled, it has to fall lower. The one that genuinely took me by complete surprise was the Spyfall Part 1, the Master cliffhanger. That one took me completely by surprise. So, yeah. Is it just me, or is the 60th going to be better than the 50th? Lol. Hopefully, in an ideal world, it will be better than the 50th. But we shouldn't get our hopes up. I say this while making hundreds of different fan theory videos. Right. How would you work a Doctor Who and Star Wars crossover? Alistair, I'll let you answer that one.
Sorry, say that again?
How would you work a Doctor Who and Star Wars crossover?
Ooh. You got to have like the starting credits. The TARDIS being chased by an Imperial
Yes.
war cruiser.
Would it go through the time vortex or the tunnely hyperspace?
That would be
Star
that.
Wars?
I think there's something that's been done like that. I've seen something on YouTube that's a lot like that. Like, I'd love to see Darth Vader against the Doctor. That'd be quite good.
The Doctor does not use weapons, and he could fight Darth Vader with a lightsaber spoon. Right, next
Yeah.
question / statement. Ewan McGregor to play the next Doctor. Now, that would be a move I would definitely get behind. That would be perfect.
Yes, I'm up for that.
That would genuinely be brilliant, actually. Just, hello there, I'm the Doctor. Yes, iconic.
Hello there.
Do you think we should have a 1960s historical Doctor Who episode? Now, funnily enough, once again, the 1960s and that historical period is where I have set what I would do with Doctor Who, which is a future video I will be uploading. So, yeah, I do think that's a good place to put it. Now, The Day of the Doctor is an excellent and cohesive story. Crucible versus the Death Star would be brilliant. We have a TARDIS land on the Quadar. I don't know what that says. I did say look for the Spy Master. Or should I say Spy Master? Right, I'm calm. Daleks versus Stormtroopers. I released a fan film of this. Fairly terrible fan film about 4 years ago. CGI Stormtroopers versus a Dalek I made in a garage with plywood. Yeah.
Daleks would win every day.
Yeah, Daleks would win. Stormtroopers are useless.
Stormtroopers
they cannot hit
aim.
anything. Forget pure historical. Try pure rhetorical. I don't know what you're trying to say there, to be honest. Rachel Cuthbert asks, favourite Star Wars film? Phantom Menace. No.
Episode.
Which is yours?
Episode 3, all day.
Episode 3 is... You know, I might go controversial and go The Force Awakens. I absolutely loved that, to be honest. Like, it...
Yeah, this is where I'm...
Yeah, this is where we vastly differ in opinion, which, once again, you can see on our podcast, the Pluto It's a Planet podcast. I've said that so many times, it sounds like it's not...
You are adding this perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true, Sarah Glover. I do keep reading the replies for conversations and not understanding what they're replying to, so sorry for that. Forget pure historical, I've read that. Sorry, I was playing Trivial Pursuit. Lord of the Rings Trivial Pursuit. That sounds like a great game. Ben, who was on here earlier, he's a massive Lord of the Rings fan, so he's more qualified to talk about that than I am. Right.
Or we could have Ben talk about Lord of the Rings,
yeah,
if anyone...
on the once again plugging the podcast, but yeah, right. Right, sonic screwdriver versus lightsaber. That would definitely be something that pretty much everyone wants to see, to be honest. Like, but then it would be pretty boring. You just point the sonic and then the lightsaber breaks. The end. What time periods do you think we should see more in Doctor Who? You know, one thing, like, this is going to be controversial, and like, I'm not trying to offend Christianity or anything, but one thing I'd really like to see is like the Doctor going back in time and to like Adam and Eve and all these iconic religious stories, and seeing like just put an alien twist on it, and that's why it's written down and put in like a holy text. Like, I don't know, there's so many, like, yeah, I don't want to blaspheme. I don't want to cause offense to anyone, but yeah, I'd love to see Doctor Who does the Bob. Right, you wait till I find you, mate. It's probably a reply to a conversation, or I'm being threatened for my life. Thanks for answering my question, man. See you soon and keep up the great work. Thank you, Jamie Jokes. I'm glad you're enjoying or have enjoyed the live stream. Eilish Jamie says, no, we get Barry Scott as the Doctor. Yes. Hi, I'm Barry Scott. That was a terrible impression, but yeah. Oh, Futorial, a future episode set with no alien. Yeah, New Earth, that sort of setting I think would be good. Yeah. Oof, gotta get the little plug in there. Very much true. Ben, Benny. I hate Benny. Benny's just not needed. I didn't win. It was very depressing. Dad won. Oh, sorry to hear that, Doctor Who 64. Next time, make sure you win. And then he shall not pass. Dum, because it's Lord of the Rings. Haha, what a funny. I'm sorry. Elizabeth Alice. Is it bad I've only seen the prequels and sequels, not the originals? Forgive me for I have sinned. Wow. You are actually the first person I've ever known.
That is.
I've never. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not a bad thing. It's just fair enough. Right.
That's like saying I prefer Solo over
Over any of them, really.
yeah.
Right. TARDIS versus the Millennium Falcon. Oh, yes. Right. White Darkness. Benny, petition to limit the sky to 1 plug per live stream. Just for that, I'm going to say go and follow the Pluto is a Planet podcast and books. Back to the comments. Benny, where's Benny? This is really intellectual stuff right now. You need to watch this live chat replay tomorrow to read all the comments. True. Benny's here. Hey, kiddo. Hey. Yeah, you're an all-star. What is your favourite ending? Mine is Vincent and the Doctor. Ooh, I don't know. Favourite ending? That's a very good question. Controversially, although the episode brings up quite a few issues, I love the ending of The Timeless Children, with the Doctor going off and sacrificing herself and Ko-Sharma's coming in, the Master shouting, "Shoot him!" Cybermen dying, Time Lord, whatever. The Doctor goes, gets put in a Jadoon prison. I really love that ending, but I also adore the ending of the Series 3 finale, The Sound of Drums, The Last of the Time Lords, where the Master refuses to regenerate and he dies. Spoilers, it was 15 years ago. He refuses to regenerate, dies, etc. And the Face of Bo reveal, that's absolutely brilliant. I think Star Wars should be written by 12, ongoing, I'm the Doctor, and this is my lightsaber from Doctor Who. Yeah, Doctor Who poop are brilliant as well. Go and watch their poops. That's a really odd sentence, but you know what I mean, hopefully. Either a reply to a conversation or threat of my life. Iconic. You know. Benny Scott. No, please. That maybe Benny Scott is the hybrid that stood in the destruction ruin of Gallifrey. You killed my Benno. Rip Benny. Go compare man to be the next Doctor. I would rather jump off a bridge. No, thank you. Who would you be in Doctor Who? Ideally, I'd love to play the Doctor. If I was a villain, I'd love to play the Master. But I'd settle for any role in Doctor Who. I mean, that would be perfect. Most hilarious moment / joke in Doctor Who? Ooh, I am a fan of the don't check my browser history from the Capaldi era. I think it's quite a good ongoing gag. Bow ties are cool, feathers are cool, that's always quality. What else is there? There's loads of, and Captain Jack's I was only saying hello. That whole thing, I love that. I like ongoing jokes, they're always fun. Surprising that there hasn't been any episode about a virtual reality type of thing. Some species using virtual reality to live because their planet is dying or something. That's actually a really interesting concept. Tom Miller, you're coming up with some very solid ideas. Next time I will thrash him. My winning question was to guess which actor gained the most weight to play the role. How am I supposed to know that? I mean, fair enough. That is a difficult. Who would it be? Lord of the Rings. I have no idea.
Has anyone in chat? Has anyone in chat played the Oculus Rift?
Oh yeah, Oculus Rift Doctor Who game. Let us know in the chat if you've played it, and I'll probably get to it in about 10 minutes because I'm very slow. We get hands fly the TARDIS. It says nothing. Now this is pod racing. Doctor Who times Marvel. Yes, but the thing is, if it was Doctor Who times Marvel, the Doctor would just sort of materialize by Thanos and just be like, "Oh, give it up," and it would be over. So I don't know if there's much potential there. Hello again, Time of the Whovians United. Great to have you back on the live stream. No sleep for Whovians, RIP. That's very true. we will be wrapping this up shortly. I know I said that literally an hour ago, but I think I'm going to hit 3 hours. Alistair, you up for that?
I do have to go to bed soon because it is
Yeah,
half
We've
11.
got 15 minutes. 15 minutes,
school
and then
tomorrow,
we'll
so
hit 3 hours. When I hit 3 hours, I'm
yeah,
out. Oh my
we'll do
gosh,
it.
it's 11:30. Wow,
I know, right?
that's mad.
Time flies by when you're having fun. I'm reading comments.
Yeah, right. That was a very non-doctor thing to do, letting the guy die at the end of Timeless Child. Yeah, but what can you do? During through the Hartnell's Doctor era, the Doctor mentioned like listening to the Beatles and episodes in the Chase. Da, 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 da. Do you think we could have an episode of Doctor of the Beatles? That's actually a very interesting concept. Sure, go for it. Hello, Steve Gray. I probably pronounced your surname wrong. Glad you're checking back in. Hello. Say Benno. 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 Benny. Where's my Benny? Whoa. Schizophrenic master, right? You have to say Benny. You should do regular podcast live stream. Regular live streams. They're chill when they're like this. Okay, noted the suggestion. I've seen there's a constant stream of comments for the past like almost 3 hours. So massively appreciate all this. I think if this is another thing you're interested in, I definitely will do more live streams. Right, what else is there? Who is your worst Doctor personally? Mine's Jodie. Fair enough. I've got to say mine would be John Hurt. He doesn't seem like the Doctor, and yes, that's the point, but nah, he's not brilliant. Hashtag browser history, says Jack Plays. Indeed. And don't look at my browser history. I can't do impressions. Red Dwarf Doctor Who crossover. Yeah, sure, go for it. What do you think of the Sonic sunglasses? Yeah, they're a cheap gimmick, but they're fun. They're just fun. So go for it. You have to be the next Doctor who has played the most parts beforehand. You have to beat Capaldi. Yeah, let's go. Are you a fan of DC and Marvel and the other fandoms, or just Doctor Who mainly? So I was quite a big Star Wars fan, but The Last Jedi I kind of just gave up. Rise of Skywalker, I completely gave up. Harry Potter, I'm kind of a fan of that. Things like Life on Mars, and I watch loads of random shows like The A Word that's currently airing on BBC. The next episode's out tomorrow. That's a brilliant series. Yeah, I don't really like DC. I haven't watched much of that, but Marvel I think is pretty solid. Infinity Saga, all that's really quite good. Who's your favourite classic Doctor? Probably William Hartnell, but it could be Tom Baker. It's difficult. I like Peter. They're all great. You don't have school tomorrow, Alistair. Well, we kind of do, because although we're not actually in the building, our teachers are still setting us tons of work to get done for like sixth form, A-level stuff, revision, etc. Like I was doing virtue ethics for like 2 hours this morning, then Christianity, then philosophy, but you don't want to hear that. Moving on. Wanted to ask, I'm making a Doctor Who audio drama and I need some helps. Any tips or literally anything? So Doctor Who audio dramas. What you want to do with an audio drama is you want you've got to, how can I word this well? Basically, you need to create a really vivid, clear picture in the listener's mind of what they're seeing / hearing, because if they don't know the setting and if they don't fully understand what's around them, they're not going to be able to engage with the story. You also need likable characters and like good sound effects, voice acting, etc. Like it's got to be believable and no sort of mumbling, if that makes sense. Like every word needs to be clear because you can't see them and make an estimated guess through lip reading. It has to literally just be audio play. I hope that helps. Any more advice?
Yeah, just
go for it.
Just a little bit of advice from me. I know I don't really know much, but go and listen to some audiobooks by like Doctor Who versions. I know that I've got a few like CDs from years ago that you could probably get off YouTube for free, of like David Tennant telling stories, and they're really good. And you can just base it off that, and you can almost steal sound effects from them.
Yeah.
If it's just a fan film, and it will sound awesome.
And just as Alistair says, even if you can't pay for them, there's so many on YouTube. Like Ace Creeper, he released a Doctor Who audio drama the other day. So take inspiration from that and use it in yours. Right. So
we need to get this Ace Creeper on the
come on, let's get Ace Creeper on the live stream. I didn't say podcast. I'm improving.
Podcast. That'll be good.
Yeah. See, perfect. Right. So this guy loves controversial things. That's very true. Super God 25. Morbius Doctor number 4 is the best Doctor. Yeah. Okay. What Doctor has lived the longest? Does the Confession Dial stuff count for 12? I think it's the 11th Doctor, because David Tennant, David Tennant, he's 903 years old. Yet by the very beginning of Capaldi's era, he's over 2,000 years old. He's made many mistakes, and it's about time he did something about that. So, yeah, the 11th Doctor lived for a very, very long time. I have genuinely been here since the beginning. I was on the previous one trying to get it to work, so have been here since 7:30. Thank you very much, Sarah Glover. I'm glad you're here watching the content, watching the live stream. Without people like you, we wouldn't have no channel and live stream in the first place. So thank you all. Right. Have you got another people voice actors? Oh, that's for Dr. Hoomst. There was a big finish of the Fifth Doctor and the Beatles. That's interesting trivia that I did not know. Thank you, Martin Richard Foote. The Doctor's wife was originally starting with the Beatles concert or something. I didn't know this. Jack Plays asks, what is your favourite Harry Potter movie? Mine's Chamber of Secrets. Right. The books and the movies are two very different things. Favourite Harry Potter book? I've got to go Prisoner of Azkaban. Favourite Harry Potter movie? Possibly Philosopher's Stone. I think it's maybe Half-Blood Prince. I don't know. They're all pretty good. Right. What was the piece of your collection most difficult to get? Probably the Big Chief Studios figures, varying of them. In particular, the 10th Doctor from Series 4, which you can see in my collection tour, is in the other room, so I can't show you now. But yeah, that was quite expensive and difficult to find. The question you've all been waiting for, RTD or Moffat? That's a really, really difficult question. Probably Moffat, just because of Series 10. But then, I don't know. I'm going to go... They're both amazing. I cannot choose between them. Correct. It's the... Do you have any of the collection Blu-rays? No, I do. I would be interested in getting them. But the thing is, there's one of my dad's colleagues gets these Blu-rays, and then he gives me the DVDs of the Blu-rays. So, yeah, I basically get to watch the Blu-rays from the classic DVDs that he no longer uses. So, yeah, I don't need the Blu-rays, but maybe in the future it's something I could add to the collection. Christian Knoll era hasn't finished, so can't judge. That's very true. Thanks for the advice, says Dr. Hoomst. Anyone, if you want to subscribe to the official Dr. Hoomst 64 YouTube channel to know when it comes out, you can. I'm such an idiot, shameless plug. Fair enough, I've made enough plugs in this video. Go and subscribe to Dr. Hoomst 64. Yeah. Right. Confession Dial does not count, as he pastes himself thousands of times. That's a very fair point. Matt Smith, aged 200 years after seeing his death to dying, then another 800 to 1,000 years on Christmas. Very true. Eilish Jamie's about to head out. Goodbye, Eilish Jamie. You've been here for a very long time, so thank you so much. We've only got like 6 minutes left on the podcast, and when it reaches 3 hours, I'm gone. Good night, bye, peace, have a good one, etc. Right. If you could one character options classic figure set, which would it be? If I could have one classic character options figure set, what would it be? Ooh, That's a very good question. I'm not actually too sure. If I could create my own, I would have. I'd love to have a Richard Hurdnall first Doctor from the Five Doctors. That would just be a nice thing. Just like I want a David Bradley one. But if an existing one already, I'm not really sure, to be honest. I like the Dalek Collector's sets from quite a while back. Right. If you could have superpowers, what would they be? Time travel, says Grant Martinez. Yeah, probably time travel. I mean, the one thing I'd absolutely love to go and do is travel back in time, not just to see like historical events, but I would love to see my life growing up and all the fond memories that I could just relive and watch it from a distance or whatever. Like fond memories that I have little recollection of, I can go back and get full clarity on. If that makes sense. What superpowers and stuff would you guys like in the comments? Also, invisibility and flight. All of them. All of them. All of them. Right. Any advice on collecting figures? Yeah, I'd say don't plan collecting too much. It's sort of let it be. It sounds weird, but let it be a sort of natural process. Like just get the figures you want when you want them, and slowly it'll build up, and then eventually you can get up shelves or a cabinet or wherever you want to display them, and you will end up with a collection of whatever you want. Don't forget to click below and subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel. Where I am, it's 5:40. You can be here all day. Well, sadly, I am almost approaching midnight, and my family will probably want to sleep. So yeah, I've got to go soon. Gonna 4 minutes left, and then I'll be gone. Has anyone tried Sneak? It's a good energy drink for gaming. No, I haven't. But if I do another one of these really long live streams, I will definitely try that out. Because, you know, I'm starting to fall asleep here. Dr. Holmes, everyone, I'm leaving. Me, having stayed up till gone midnight. Thank you for staying with the stream, Dr. Holmes.
Lol.
Lol indeed. Sodge says, is that how I say it? Sodge? Probably. I love your videos, by the way. So good. Great theories. Thank you very much. Once again, it really means a lot when you support the channel because I pour all my effort into making this, basically. So, yeah, thanks a lot. Favourite TARDIS interior? 12th Doctors from Series 10. That orange beauty. They need a figure set of post-regeneration or pre-regeneration Doctors, especially with 12 and 13-inch shredded clothing. That is very true. That would be one of my favourite possible figures to get, would be the 12th Doctor in the ripped-up coat and the 13th Doctor in the ripped-up coat. You could even possibly have, like, a head-changing action figure set. Elizabeth Alice says, superpower would be social skills. That's a very useful superpower to have. Here, my voice is really going. Luckily, I'm not going to be speaking to anyone because quarantine. Crispy Pro, another brilliant YouTuber, Whotuber, that is on the stream. What time is it where you are? It's 8:45 here in Australia. Wow. Well, I'm in the UK and it is approaching midnight now. So yeah. Have a nice day, Crispy. Right. Do you think Doctor Who should include the founders of Gallifrey, and do you think it would be an interesting episode as an arc? Yeah, actually, as long as they don't go too much into the Doctor's character, as long as they don't reveal too much about his past, like The Timeless Child might have been too much for some fans, but I like building up mythology to Gallifrey and that sort of thing, so yeah, go for it. Right, what other questions are there? When the Doctor gets to their 100th face or so, they will need to make sets of Doctors because having that many Doctors in one set will be huge. That's very true. They can't make an action figure set of even like 20 Doctors like in a few years. It's not really possible. Right. Oliver Smith says, by the way, love your channel. Keep up the good work. What is your favourite story of New Who or Classic Who? P.S. Hope you're okay with lockdown. Thank you, Oliver Smith. And yeah, I'm doing fine in lockdown. I hope everyone at home watching this is also okay because it can be quite a tricky, not great time to get through. But we're probably approaching the end of lockdown now. So as long as you follow the advice of Matt Lucas and wash your hands and stay indoors, you should all be fine. I'm glad you love the channel, and yeah, favourite story of New Who has got to be World Enough and Time and the Doctor Falls. Of classic Who, I'm gonna go. I love Castrovalva. It's a weird choice, but I really enjoy that. Or the 5 Doctors or the 3 Doctors. That they might be 2 obvious choices. Jack Plays says he's heading out. I've been very entertaining for customers. Half an hour, actually unbelievable. Thank you very much, Jack Plays. Thanks for joining the stream. You've been here a very long time. Goodbye. Elizabeth Alice, what is it like meeting people like Matt Smith, etc.? They're always surprisingly nice. Like, it sounds weird, but you'd imagine being in a Comic-Con all day and sitting down and greeting hundreds of people over and over. They'd get fed up of it, but they never do. They're always really polite, really nice, and they always, like, they might just be acting because, you know, that is their job, but they're always welcoming, friendly, nice, you know. Do you play FIFA? If so, do you play Foot Champs? Never played FIFA in my life. My brother is an avid Fortnite FIFA YouTuber. I'm pointing that way because he's upstairs. But no, never played FIFA or Fortnite or any of that sort of stuff. What is it like? Meeting, done that. Okay, see ya. Love your videos and theories. Last question. Would you like to see Riversong again, and how? Yes, I would love to see Riversong back. I'm not sure how, to be honest. It's not Matt Lucas, it's his baked potato, says Sarah Glover. That's a very valid point. Walter Studios. Right, the stream's ending soon. Been a blast, mate. Thank you for coming. And yeah, we've hit over 3 hours now. This is insane. Goodbye, Dr. Hoomps. Goodbye, everyone. I'm going to stop reading the chat now. Alistair, are you still there?
I'm indeed still here.
Yes, right.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And thank you for being on the live stream, because you've been here for the majority of the 3 hours. Thank you for everyone watching. It's been a pleasure to entertain you all this afternoon, this evening, however long this has been going on for. And yeah, if you did enjoy, remember to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. You get the drill. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Also, subscribe to the podcast. Blue, what is it, Alistair? I've forgotten again. I've forgotten. Planet is a Pluto is a planet. Subscribe to the Pluto is a Planet podcast. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.